You're listening to WZYE 95.9 FM. You are listening to WZYE 95.9 FM, the most influential name in Caribbean radio in the tri-state area. Broadcasting from East Orange, New Jersey, the most influential name in Caribbean radio, WZYE 95.9 FM.
Try to be happy, relentless search for luxury, in search of peace and happiness. The human mind wouldn't rest. A constant nag within we soul, demanding respect from the world. We get the urge in different form, but luxury is the norm. Money is very essential, but can't buy peace of mind at all. We still like dogs without a bone, if we have the money alone. Because appreciation plays on the human mind. Everyone needs some for happiness all the time. Because importance, if we are drive to live, everyone's on the hunt. Every man ought to give generously. Barrier. Race and class doesn't matter. Once you are alive, you in the game. You do anything to get a good name. Some wealthy men turn to suicide. Can't find food to feed their pride. The aged and crippled in the ring, fight to feel like a king. Children become delinquent for lack of love from their parents. That's why appreciation is most important to man. Appreciation plays on the human mind. Everyone needs some for happiness all the time. Because important, if we are drive to live, everyone's on the hunt. Every man ought to give generously. Solution to bad industrial relations. Employees will gladly draw their pay and do the job half the way. When workman feeling unwanted, the working spirit is daunted. He comes on the job and fool around. Production going down. Just make him feel significant. You get him do anything you want. A pat on the back is the best move for relations to improve. Because appreciation plays on the human mind. Everyone needs some for happiness all the time. because important. If we are drive to live, everyone's on the hunt. Every man ought to give generously. Our deepest craving is common. All we need is attention to put us in the happy zone, regardless of what we own. Life is lonely without it. Each one should give a little bit. What you want your neighbors do, then life on earth will be true. Take a tip from the scripture. Appreciate one another. Share your love and make the mold for total peace in the world. On the human mind, everyone needs some for happiness all the time. Because important, if we are trying to live, everyone's on the hunt. Every man ought to give generously.
This thing called TNM, this thing called UNC, is one set of dotishness to Mama Kai, you and me. It ain't have no color, it ain't have no race, it ain't have no principles or any values in place. And it was never meant to be the answer for unity. It shares no philosophy with any consistency. For when you watch the pedigree in each and every party, the difference you see turns out to be a case of power and money. Look here, them French Creoles in Saint-As, Maraval and Saint-Clair, they don't hold no allegiance or no party here. Rich men must be supporting who they feel going to win. Loyalty, friends, means nothing. Money is getting. That's why PNM quite on turned court to UNC. And when Del Motley, his background showed he was with DAC. Hector Motley, the speaker, swore PNM till he dead. And when the last election over, he was UNC instead. Augustus Ramrekha Singh, I knew him in Tapia. Next thing I know, he was a PNM minister. John Humphrey changed from Trinity and he joined about 5 parties. So he's only die-hard you and grassroots me. It's PNM and UNC. I lie. Oh, lie, lie, lie. Oh, yeah, lie. This thing called PNM, this thing called UNC, is only a power play to get our sympathy. It's not about African, it's neither East Indian. It had nothing to do with anybody's religion. Kamaluddin is a Muslim, Mahathir Christian to the brim. Yet Montano the mulatto, different race, same party, you know. Johnny Milton and Rex Awan are 2 Chinese politicians. And while both of them love PNM, Brian Whiteton had a problem. Them French Creoles in St. Anne's, Marabal and St. Clair, tell them they don't know allegiance or no party here. Right through, Richmond does be supporting who they feel going to win. Loyalty, friends, means nothing, money is their thing. The name Steve Ferguson is really an East Indian who with Ishak Galbaran sing, both parties they financing. Joey Saw and Emil Elias are PNM Lebanese, and yet Sabra of the same cast helps UNC pay their fees. Syrian businessman John Rahel, PNM make him mayor. An African weight mark as well, UNC made him minister. PNM's fundraising dinner had businessmen of all color. So it's only stupidity, you and me. It's PNM and UNC. I like. This thing called PNM, this thing called UNC, it foolishly splitting we on the grounds of ethnicity. It make friends mash up fast, race hatred it unmask. It cause ignorant people to bring out their gun and cutlass. And while poor people arguing about who good and who should win, the leaders jumping like monkey from one party to party. Just look at Arthur Sanderson, Horace Brooms is the next one. Of course they could skip, they deserve a pick for hop, step and jump next Olympics. Look here. 10 French Creoles in St. Anne's, Marabal and St. Clair, tell them they don't know allegiance or no party here. Richmond must be supporting who they feel going to win. That's right. Loyalty, friends, means nothing, money is their thing. Halsey Bagan left UNC to open she own party. Kamala Bisses and now previously she run wrong to UNC. Abu Bakr supported all 3 and now he for nobody. Errol McLeod walking wrong daily, so you can't say which side he be. A&R, my good friend, walked out on Eric Williams years ago, and yet last year he would say how he loved Eric for so. Ralph Maraj and Manning get away, and Ralph was UNC next day. And yet notice you cussing stupid me for
PNM and USA.
God bless. You like?
You get up one morning, your elders have something, you don't know how they get it, but you want to use it. But if you ask them old people to get the things what they went through, ask them this any day, and your parents sure to say, black man have to keep on jamming, for black man to get a little something. Make up your mind, brother, that you're able to get a pulley and jam with the devil. Why? Black man have to keep on jamming, for black man to get a little something. Make up your mind, brother, that you're ready to swim offshore and hold your boat steady. Black man have to keep on jamming, for black man to get a little something. So when you hear you get a little something with that dragon, now you keep watching, because I don't tell you already. Black man do get nothing easy. You get up one morning, and oil money running. How it come you don't know, so that it care how the thing go. But if they read about Uriah, they wanna find out the pressure. How we get so much old hell to get a penny from TLL. Black man have to keep on jamming, but black man to get a little something. You got to take up your own cash money, pay people for your own refinery. Black man have to keep on jamming, for black man to get a little something. Make up your mind to be a magician, to make money out of scrap iron. Black man have to keep on jamming, for black man to get a little something. So when you hear you get a little something, with that eagle eye you keep watching, because I don't tell you already. Black man don't get nothing easy. We got up one morning, independence happening, getting the thing come easy. Now they're taking liberty, but if they know about petition, we have to send to England for some woman to tell we in this colony free. Black man have to keep on jamming, for black man to get a little something. You got to go to conference in England to get independence in your own land. Black man have to keep on jamming, for black man to get a little something. People hold you, humiliate you, turn on and sell you, and then they free you. Black man have to keep on jamming, for black man to get a little something. So when you hear you get a little something with that dragon, now you keep watching, because I don't tell you already. Black man don't get nothing easy. So when a black man gets something, he got to start thinking. You get it there easy. You got to practice economy. From getting licked from the slave master to become the land owner, brother, is a terrible journey. Back with plenty brutality. Black man have to keep on jamming, for black man to get a little something. You got to rise up, you got to stand up, pick up your mind, you will always stay on top. Black man have to keep on jamming, for black man to get a little something. You got to go to conference in England to get independence in your own land. Black man have to keep on jamming, for black man to get a little something. You got to take up your own cash money, pay people for your own refinery. Black man have to keep on jamming, for black man to get a little something. Make up your mind to be a magician, to make money out of scrap iron. Black man now to
Keep me as the apple of thine eye. Hide me under the shadow of thy wing. O Lord, my Savior. It's so hard to deal with personal struggle. It's so sad when you feel alone in your trouble. It's real hard when you want to talk to a brother. It's so bad because of how some look at you after. So Jesus, come and be while you fix it. Come and be while you fix it. Come and be while you fix it. Jesus, come and me. Come and be while you fix it. Come and be while you fix it. Come and be while you fix it. Jesus, come and me. Cover my head. Satan want me dead. Cover my back from human attack. So Jesus, come and be while you fix it. Come and be while you fix it. Jesus, come and be while you fix it. Jesus, come and be. People see you smile, but don't know the hurt that you're feeling. Even as God's child, at times your heart does be bleeding. Where can you go when you're really looking for healing? Who know how to flow when your soul needs some restoring? So Jesus, come and be while you fix it. Come and be while you fix it. Come and be while you fix it. Jesus, come and be. Come and be while you fix it. Come and be while you fix it. Come and be while you fix it. Jesus, come and be. Cover me home from evils unknown. Cover my feet so I'll never retreat. Oh Lord, cover me while you fix it. Cover me while you fix it. Cover me while you fix it. Jesus, cover me. Cover my brother. Cover my sister. Them who under pressure. Cover the preacher, every church worker, the young believer. Cover the worship leader and intercessor, every gospel minister. Cover. Jesus alone is the one who has the real answer. The one on the throne is the true and loving Father. He will hold your hand and keep you from going under. He will make you stand and let you know he's a fixer. Come and be while you fix it. Come and be while you fix it. Jesus, come and be while you fix it. Jesus, come and be. Come and be while you fix it. Come and be while you fix it. Come and be while you fix it. Jesus, come and be. Cover my mind. You know the struggle sometimes. Cover my mouth, that the wrong thing wouldn't come out. Oh Lord, cover me while you fix it. Cover me while you fix it. Cover me while you fix it. Jesus, cover me. Cover the Christian in the midst of aggression with the power of your right hand. Jesus, cover them helpless children. Jesus, defend them. Send help from heaven. Jesus, cover all them radio stations that blessing the nation. Grant divine protection. Jesus, cover me.
Truer words were never spoken. The less you associate with some people, the more your life will improve. Anytime you tolerate mediocrity in others, it increases your mediocrity. An important attribute in successful people is their impatience with negative thinking and negative acting people. As you grow, your associates will change. Some of your friends will not want you to go on. They will want you to stay where they are. Friends that don't help you climb will want you to crawl. Your friends will stretch your vision or choke your dream. Those that don't increase you will eventually decrease you. Consider this. Never receive counsel from unproductive people. Never discuss your problems with someone incapable of contributing to the solution, because those who never succeed themselves are always first to tell you how. Not everyone has a right to speak into your life. You are certain to get the worst of the bargain when you exchange ideas with the wrong person. Don't follow anyone who's not going anywhere. With some people you spend an evening. With others, you invest it. Be careful where you stop to inquire for directions along the road of life. Wise is the person who fortifies his life with the right friendships. If you run with wolves, you will learn how to howl. But if you associate with eagles, you will learn how to soar to great heights. A mirror reflects a man's face, but what he is really like is shown by the kind of friends he chooses. The simple but true fact of life is that you become like those with whom you closely associate, for the good and the bad. Note, be not mistaken. This is applicable to family as well as friends. Yes, do love, appreciate, and be thankful for your family, for they will always be your family, no matter what. Just know that they are human first, and though they are family to you, they may be a friend to someone else and will fit somewhere in the criteria above. In prosperity, our friends know us. In adversity, we know our friends. Never make someone a priority when you are only an option for them. If you are going to achieve excellence in big things, you develop the habit in little matters. Excellence is not an exception. It is a prevailing attitude.
Let me say a special hello to all the WZYE 95.9 FM listeners, of course, ladies and gentlemen. It's in the village with the DAT Triplets on WZYE 95.9 FM. And we come to you every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday from 7 to 10 p.m. That's Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday from 7 to 10 p.m. And you know, we do it here in the village, ladies and gentlemen. We originate, we don't imitate. Doesn't matter what color t-shirt you have on. If you have on a gray t-shirt, a salmon t-shirt, a maroon t-shirt, you're welcome in the village with the DAT Triplets on WZYE 95.9 FM. Doesn't matter what planet you're from. You're from Mazatanius, from Xenoranius, Sonaranius. Each and everyone is welcome in the village with the DAT Triplets on WZYE 95.9 FM. Let me say a special hello to 1/3 of the DAT Triplets. No other than, okay, hold on, all right. Not yet, not yet, not yet. All right, hold on. Let me say a special hello to 1/3 of the DAT Triplets. No other than Thomas E. Marshall, the commissioner in Newark from Celibia, better known as Salibi. He went to high school with the school that starts with P. You can take your pick. It's not Piccadilly. No, it's not Piccadilly. Take your pick. No other than Thomas E. Marshall Nisbet. Welcome, Tommy.
Good evening, Wall Street. How are you today, sir?
Today is a tremendous, splentastic day.
And a very good evening to the village family, the special family that we have here in the village. We must show appreciation to them all the time.
All the time. Absolutely. Let me say welcome to the next 1/3 of the DAT Triplets. No other than the poet, the poetress, the motivational speaker, the trained Bagonian, Diana Waveney Storming the Storm from a place in Barbados where she's going to tell us. I'm not sure, but I know she went to a high school that starts with an A, and they have a saint in front of it. I don't know if it's a Catholic school, but yes, there's a saint. No other than Diana Waveney Greta Benskin from Barbados by way of Trinidad and Tobago. McDonald, welcome.
You got it right. Tommy, you went to PNM Secondary. You got it right, Anselm. St. Augustine Girls High, that's right. I went there.
I improving.
And I am. My DNA is Bajan, well, African. The two people that make me is Bajan, so I don't deny my Bajan heritage, especially my lovely maternal Bajan grandmother who give me love. I'll always remember, and I always miss Lillian Matilda Maynard Benskin.
See, so I getting better, man. Things improving.
What?
I say I'm getting better. Things improving. I called Tommy. Tommy didn't pick me up on the one with the P.
You went to PNM Secondary.
I left that for you, Diana, because I know you wouldn't miss a beat, and I appreciate that.
Tommy, you went PNM Secondary, boy.
Appreciation. That's all I could say.
Yeah.
Dear.
Appreciation, boy. Yeah, So, we have Anthony Williams, the political leader of the TTDF, Trinidad and Tobago Democratic Front.
Coming up later, yeah.
You're coming up at about 8:30.
He calling for a national shutdown.
Yeah. How was the march today? Anybody? How was the march today? That
march?
No, from Aranguez. That a march from Aranguez today.
Well, maybe that's why people still out there trying to get home. Aranguez to where they went.
What a spin.
How long?
Yeah, that was Victor Roberts.
They walk plenty, boy.
You know what? Let me start before I go to the chat. Let me see if I could get Victor Roberts and ask him how the march was.
I was outside today and the pollen and me ain't getting along at all.
Let me ask Victor Roberts. Let me see if I have Victor Roberts on my phone. I plenty you and see people on my phone, but Victor Roberts, let me see. Yes, folks. We calling Victor Roberts, boy. Mr. Victor Roberts, you are live on WZYE 95.9 FM. How are you doing, sir?
I'm fine.
We are just calling you to get a feedback on the march today. Was it today?
Yeah, today.
How did things go?
Well, it went well. We had at least 100 and about, the count we made and the signature we have was 182 persons who came from various parts of the country. And of course, the march went smoothly until we reached down to Woodford. Head with the meeting, which was some arrangement between the TTPS and the corporation, because both sides were saying they need to get permission from the other side before they grant approval. So based on that, we had an approval from the Commissioner of Police to conduct the public meeting. But strangely enough, when we reached down to the square, the inspector told us that her instructions is that the mayor of Port of Spain said that he refused permission to use the facility.
What?
So you got approval from the Commissioner of Police to march from Aranguez to Port of Spain, correct?
Right, and we also had approval for a public meeting.
And when you
from the police.
And when you get to Port of Spain, they tell you your approval is not worth the paper it was written on.
Right, that's what happened, yeah.
Mayor Martinez, that ain't good.
So what was the other arrangements made? So what did you guys do in
Well, outside of that, I addressed the crowd. The inspector here would give me the opportunity to address the crowd, which I did. And I tell them that we are marching. This march is against crime and criminality. And I am not going to condone any aspect of breaking the law and go ahead with this meeting when the police said that permission is denied by the mayor of Port of Spain. And so I had to disperse, and there were people waiting at the square who couldn't make the walk. So I did what I had to do as the person who orchestrated the walk in the interest of the safety and security of the people who came out. And I did, in fact, disperse the crowd.
But Victor, let me ask a question, right? It doesn't matter what side of the political divide you're on, right? If having a march, right? Why would the mayor? Because I mean, there's three sides to every story, right? Why would the mayor deny something that is not going to hurt, is not going to have any effect on anything in Port of Spain?
Well, off the records, even the police had some concerns. I'm not saying that Inspector Harewood did it. I'm saying the police. And Wall Street, I will tell you this. I went ahead to smart out even the blessings of anybody within the UNC. I did not deem it or promote it as a UNC march. I am a member of the UNC, but I'm also a social activist. And of course, I will stand in the gap on the on behalf of the people of the country, despite whatever. I know for a fact that some people, even within my party, may have problems with how I discharge my duties, because I am one of the individuals who is there and will promote good governance. And I'm saying whoever in power, the population must demand good governance, whether it's the PNM in power or the UNC in power. So that's beside the point as far as where I sit. But I was wondering, why would the mayor of Port of Spain, a matter of fact, I wouldn't call his name, but ACP, tell us that he had conversations with people within the Port of Spain City Corporation, and they said, look, we told Roberts that the application inside, and they want people to sign it, which is unfortunate because I dropped that application on the 24th. And just imagine, from the 24th to today, Friday, when I went back to the corporation, after I call in, and they only saying they will get back to me. I went there on Friday in person. I leave south and I went up. And there was one clerk who said to me that, look, the counselor and others were saying that they have no problem with it, pending you get approval from the TTPS. So when the TTPS was telling me that they need to get an approval from the corporation before they grant me that permit, and I explained to them, then the TTPS went on to grant me the permit with conditions, and they grant me the permit to conduct the meeting with the permission of receiving the OK from the City Corporation in Port of Spain, which, of course, as I tell you before, what happened?
Yeah, I mean, listen, we just pick up the phone. We the only program on air dealing with Trinidad and Tobago. Pick up the phone and call people. We go pick up the phone and call the mayor to ask him what was the reason.
And look, I have some input, Anselm. You know me? You there?
Yeah.
No, I have some input. In the most religious regime in the world, namely Iran, right? A woman's hijab was knocked for, it fell off, and whatever they did, she ended up being murdered, killed. And you see those people, they march on the Ayatollah. What is going on in Little Port of Spain? Huh? What people frightened so for? What are they frightened so for? Look at the people in the most. Wouldn't you consider Iran a tough place to be, Tommy? Huh?
Yeah. One of the toughest in the world.
One of the toughest in the world, and those people don't care. They marched.
Because they realize you have to stand up for something.
Come on.
As you lie down and take anything.
Where's Little Port of Spain? Huh? And they're not going to destroy nothing and burn nothing down. They're marching for a cause. Are you telling me they're blocking you because of what? And people frightened? That's why man, look, go ahead.
So
Go ahead.
Victor,
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
you thought it was politics?
Well, brother, I wouldn't even want to go there, and I will tell you why.
Okay.
I did this march with a clear intention because from where I sit, I mean, I have children. I have seen what is happening in Trinidad and Tobago in relation to the crime situation. We have no longer reached the point of accepting one or two murder per week. We having something like about 5, 6, 7 murders within 24 hours. And I went ahead with this march without any blessings from anybody within the UNC, because I always say, Anslim, that Victor Roberts is people before party, and I am willing to pay whatever price I may have to pay for those statements, because I think the people of Trinidad and Tobago, if we move away from the type of politics that we support, I think that Trinidad will be a better place. I don't want to hear that I am a UNC and UNC could do what they want in government and I support that. Not Victor Roberts.
You know, Victor,
and I'm definitely not going to support.
You know, Victor, it's interesting that you say that, right? Here is why, right? We have a program here, right? And we just tell people, right? Doesn't matter what side of the political divide you're. Look, I pick up the phone and I call you and you answer the phone. You understand?
Yeah.
That is the way it's supposed to be, where you could come in on our program and you could voice your opinion, even though you're supporting a different side of the political spectrum. You know, and you should be able to call someone else from the other side and get their opinion. Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, of course.
And that's what country is all about. You understand?
And that is what people of Trinidad and Tobago needs to recognize, that being a UNC fanatic or a PNM fanatic will not solve the problem of this country.
Correct is right.
We have to reach a point in this country where we would support what is best for Trinidad and Tobago. And what is best for Trinidad and Tobago, it may not come from the party we support or we like. And we must be able to say that, and we must be able to stand by that. I tell some friends a while ago that it matters not to me if I get to have a position in government. I am going to remain the same, because the people who suffer in Trinidad and Tobago is the people who support party, and party turning their backs on them. That's the reality.
Correct is right. Correct is right. You see?
But, that's reality.
Yeah, but Victor, I want to say thank you so much for picking up the phone, man. It's always appreciated. You know, you're welcome here anytime. You ain't invite me to facts and fiction yet, because I don't know if I go bring too much facts.
I would. Because, let me tell you why. I see on social media, people attack you, people this and that. I don't really participate in comments on social media, because I know it's a bias and people tend to support a party and they will text us through that. But we had to reach a point in Trinidad and Tobago that we are about country. And if a party is doing wrong, we must be manly and womanly enough to highlight that, look, this is where we go wrong, and then we must bring solutions to the table that will be able to move Trinidad and Tobago forward.
I fully agree, man. Yeah, man. Thanks a lot, Victor.
You are most welcome. Call me anytime.
All right, man. Take care. Stay blessed.
Yeah,
blessings. Right. You see? That is what it's about.
Exactly.
That is what it's about. You understand? Pick up the phone and call a man. Don't care what party you support. Now, all you remember, we call Fitzgerald Hines, and we send him a letter. Send him the note. He read it. And so far, he didn't respond. But I will send him a next one. So I just letting the audience know, I send the Minister of National Security, just as he stated, right? And we ain't released the audio yet. No, not yet. We're gonna try again. We're going to send them a WhatsApp again, and we're going to send them a next messenger. You know, sometimes when you work 23 years on the New York Stock Exchange, it's better you have a little proof. You know, you have a little proof. Don't just do it one time, and the man can say, well, boy, I ain't get it. You know what I mean? So I go send it WhatsApp again, and I go send it messenger again. And I go watch to see if you read it. I go screenshot it again, right? And I go,
Did
And
you
you
read,
know what?
did you read the first
I
one?
mean, unless a lot of them went to Borough Day, that march needed more people at it. That march needed more people. They need them. People are not. They're not really serious about the safety and the crime situation. They like it so.
so let me
That
tell you,
march for crime and safety, 100 and something people.
all right, let me
Come
tell
on,
you,
Trinidad and Tobago, shame on all you. But if they call some stink and dirty pet, everybody go find a way there, though. That's where all the priorities is. Man, go ahead, answer. Go ahead.
so let me
Ask
put,
them, did the minister read your text?
yeah, he read it.
Okay.
He read it. And I screenshot it.
Yeah, the brain and stink and dirtiness. They're not interested in solving the crime situation. Mm-mm.
Yeah, but we do what we do because we try to keep hope alive.
Yep.
You know, talking
Sure.
about hope, you know, our most prominent in the text in the chat name means hope.
Is who?
What?
Nadia means hope in Russian.
Eh?
Huh?
What? All right.
It's
Yeah.
amazing. Nadia name means hope,
In
and
Russian?
and
Mhm.
but in Arabic it means delicate and fragile.
Okay.
Um,
All right.
the Keisha name means life,
Mm.
and I always say where there's life, there's hope, and it's amazing. These are the two most prominent persons in the chat.
Yeah, okay. All right. So let's say, of course, first insight tonight again was no other than Nadia. As Tommy said that. Nadia, good night, everyone. Good night. Good night, good night. Anselm, good night. Yeah.
Good night, Nadia.
Tomia, good night. Diana, good night. You know, yeah. Um, Nadia Sitter, Keisha, Rose, Judy, Lana, Miss Kuva, Hailey, Albert, Rennie, Vonnie, Troy, Ellis, Ulrich. Hey, but Rennie cannot break it up tonight, but the love doctor come in second tonight, but
Yeah, the love doctor is on the case.
yeah, the love doctor only inching up, inching, boy. You want to share some plentifulous love, boy. Good evening, brothers and sisters. Love in the house. Great love is all I bring. Yeah? Let me see the man. Oh God, look, boy, the man. Respect to the panel, Mr. Walls, Diana, Mr. Tommy. You know, look again. Listener. Sending out to Diana, adventurous, wondrous, tremendous, instantaneous love to all the ladies, boy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's good. That's good to know.
And the only name you put in there is Diana. Oh no, I didn't. No, sorry. You didn't put Diana name in there. My bad.
That's good to know. I don't know why this thing.
I apologize. I thought I saw Diana's name. Diana, you didn't put your name. Sorry. Some
Something's going on.
You can
Something's
make
going
it.
on with this moment.
sometimes this glasses don't read right.
No, but
Takesha, welcome. Yeah, Takesha says on some good night. Good night to you, Takesha.
not Kish Kish.
Yeah, Diana. Yeah, Diana the Storm. Yeah, Tommy,
Good night, Kish. Good night, Kish.
Nadia, Carice, Lana. Hey, I don't call Erica, yes? I don't call Erica John. I know from
Mm.
America in a little bit. Albert, Ulrich, Ronnie, Hailey, Capiza, Ellis, Troy, Vonnie, Rajvi. Yeah, I see Vonnie like he back, boy. Man went on a sojourny, boy. He went on a cruise. He went to Cuba. He went all over the place. But only love in the village. No room for hate or negativity. Just love. Yeah. Takesha full 100. Judy, boy. Judy inside.
Hey,
Judy.
Judy.
Judy, boy. Judy's a nice name, you know. Judy, boy. I remember,
Yeah.
boy, when I
What's
was in
the
when I was in Tranquility, that young lady named Judy, boy. Yeah, boy.
Judy's always nice woman, you know.
Yeah. This young lady from my high school, boy. Judy, boy.
I never met a Judy that wasn't a nice person.
Yeah, boy. And Judy was a little a Reds, you know. Let's call them Reds. It's Reds. Let's call them.
Mm.
Oh God. Yeah, Judy. Good evening to Keisha, da- Nadia, Darling Rose, blessed day, Kuva, Lana. We all blessed to be in the land of the living, full 100. Every day you get up is a great day, boy. Yeah, Judy, absolutely right. You know, ready, Mr. Lover Boy. That's why we gave him the name the Love Doctor. You know, he liked he own up to it. You know what I mean? Yeah, Rennie say good evening, Judy, my friend. Saturday night fever, boy, sipping on a Guinness. Watch yourself sipping on them Guinness, you know. Watch yourself, you know. Yeah, yeah. Good evening, night, everyone. And Victor Roberts. Yeah, we call all kind of people on we call all kind of people here, boy. People who used to be here, boy. They don't pick up the phone. Some people used to come here all the time. They don't pick up the phone no more. You know, there's that. Good evening, Anselm, Diana, and Tommy. Happy Saturday night. We all together here is awesome indeed. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. You know,
Hey,
we
Judy.
have in here we have a loyal group of people, and that's what we like, you know.
You
And
know, I like what you're saying because quantity and quality is two different
two
things.
different things, man. Absolutely two different things. And what we have is a quality of people. And the good thing about it is that people may support different parties. You understand? And when other people who don't know what we're about here come in, there's a lot of them come in with a disrespectful behavior, which we don't tolerate in here. Right? We want you to support whatever party you want, but we want to have cordial dialogue where you could get some brain food when you come into the village.
The politicians know this is quality programming, you know.
Yeah. They know that. They know that it's quality programming. We're not interested in just every day we come here. We don't want to talk politics every day, you know. Right? And Judy, Judy, listener, I totally agree to you. Know, it doesn't make no sense. You have 500 people, and one person calling 10 times, right? And is I tell all you something, and all you just regurgitate what I tell all you, because that is what I want all you ain't coming and being critical thinkers and thinking about it. But with that in mind, if you all see the background, that is the Caribbean Global Awards, where Diana is one of the candidates. We want to make sure that you all go in and support Diana, because Diana is one of the candidates for the Caribbean Global Awards. And we want to make sure that you all go in and support her. So that's our background day for tonight, and we're going to change it up a little bit. But Tommy,
Yes.
I want to talk about something, but I think I'll go talk about it after the break. Because I believe that we in Trinidad and Tobago, I was on a page today, boy, and this is the longest I've ever stayed on a page. TNT Overseas, right? And Tommy boy, they call me all kind of name. One person called me a jackass. One person called me a loser.
My phone acting up. Go ahead.
Yeah. One person called me some other thing, right? And all you know me, right? All I just tell them is growing up in Chumaka, Clavantil. My grandmother told me it takes a jackass to know a jackass. Welcome to the Jackass Club, right? Next one call me a loser, and same thing. I have nothing, right? So I put up one person have a PhD in dotishology, stupidology, and foolishology, right? And the person said, you know why I call you a jackass? Because you were slandering me when you used that. I said, boy, think about it, right? I'm slandering you using something that's not even words. Now, fantabulous and splendiferous is words. They are words, right? Dotishology, I said, but wait now, boy. I asked them, do you know a place called Google? Do you know? Right? And they are going back and forth, and it's only like defending their party, no matter what it is, and they're going and all kind of name calling. And I said, let me show you another quote I put up for them. I like to put up quotes for them, eh? Oh God!
That's why they don't like you.
Eh?
That's why they don't like you.
Yeah, I mean, my wife loves me. I put up this quote for them. This is what I put up.
When a debate is lost, slander becomes the tool of a loser. Socrates.
Correct. You understand? So we are having a discussion. I don't remember what the discussion was about, right? And it's talking and they're going and they're thinking and I answering. And then all of a sudden it goes to me being a jackass. Right? Yeah. Yeah. So I like, yeah, all right. If both of us are jackass, then we could talk. What's the big deal? You not nothing to worry about.
It takes one to know one.
Correct is right. Correct is right. Choice with welcome. Correct is right. You understand?
Thank you, Judy.
And I was just saying, Diana, that our screen in the back is the Caribbean Global Awards, where you are a candidate for an award. You could tell the people what it is.
Caribbean Global Awards being held in London in September this year. And, I'm up there with the likes of Clive Lloyd and Peter Minshall and Dr. Roy Cape. And understand me, Motley is Prime Minister Motley is considered for something also. So your girl from WZYE, a whole lot slew of other people, too numerous to mention. They're trying to select the best sportsman of the year. And I sent out a survey for you all to check you all on. Usain Bolt is up in there, Lara, a lot of guys, Caribbean, up and down the Caribbean. So I'm humble. I feel honored. I hope I represent well, and Jehovah takes me where He needs me to go continually. So hope I represent you all well.
You will. You certainly will.
Yeah, we have no problem with that, man. We know when Diana Waveney Benskin McDonald up here, the whole thing would turn up.
You whole thing turn up. But look, Tommy, stick it to your name thing now, right? Waveney, which is my first legal name, says she's a personality number 3. People with the name Waveney are jovial, love to talk. They also love children and pets. They are creative and try to do many things. They must express themselves. They are very social, and great uplifters. Amen. Person with Waveney having 3 as personality number.
WZYE 95.9 FM, Maplewood, New Jersey, broadcasting from Essex County.
That was the automatic thing that went on.
I know. Person with Waveney having 3 personality number, ambitious and philosophical. They are versatile and have an optimistic attitude. They are zealous, not jealous, zealous and conscientious. And the Diana is a huntress. So, hey.
Okay. All right.
All right. Let's go for a quick station ID. That was the automatic station ID just going there. We have something going on here. So let's go for station identity. It's in the village with the DAT Triplets on WZYE 95.9 FM. Stick and stay. We'll be right back after.
You're listening to WZYE 95.9 FM. You are listening to WZYE 95.9 FM, the most influential name in Caribbean radio in the tri-state area. Broadcasting from East Orange, New Jersey, the most influential name in Caribbean radio, WZYE 95.9 FM.
We are back with you. I want to do something, right? I want to ask if people are actually wall in or wall out on this, right? This is, let me see this here. This is the Prime Minister, Dr. Keith, the Prime Minister Rowley, in Barbados, right? And
Mhm.
he's on a golf cart. And
Mhm.
I am asking if you are walling or wall out on the prime minister going to Barbados to play golf, right? It's been in the media and people have been talking about it. Now,
So Wallen means you agree?
yes, and wall out means you don't agree. You don't agree, right? So Tommy, are you walling or wall out?
It actually doesn't make no difference to me.
No, but we do have that category.
I could chime in on this one.
Tommy, if you wall, if you abstain, you're going with the majority, you know.
I'm gonna abstain because it really doesn't matter whether he goes to play golf, he goes to play cricket.
Cricket.
No, but I think there's a bigger picture though.
Mhm.
I think there is it. I think there's a bigger picture. Diana, are you walling or wall out?
I storming out. I don't believe at this critical, crucial time in Trinidad and Tobago where crime is, no, I don't know the word. Crime is out of control. Let's leave it there. And yes, while he's deserved of a vacation, he's deserved. Everyone is deserved of a vacation. I don't think, you know, this is a, although they just recently had the summit, the symposium, right? People, it just shows that he's sending off vibes like, oh yeah, well, you fix it all yourself now. Like, when he made the statement, who dead, like he really mean that.
All right. So let me see if anybody in the chat. Let me see what people in the chat say.
So,
All right. Let me say this. Here's why I wall in on this, right? And I think I think a lot of us may be missing it and saying that, well, you know what? Due to what's going on in Trinidad and Tobago, he should not leave the country and go on a golf trip, right? Because we have difficult times in Trinidad and he should stay home, and maybe wait till good times come, whenever that will be before you go on a vacation or a golf trip. But let me say this, right? So I did a little bit of homework. I asked, listen,
Hey,
I wonder how many presidents had played golf during their time in office, right? So, for example,
Donald Trump.
William Howard Taft, an avid golfer, and he's often credited with being the first U.S. president to play golf while in office. Woodrow Wilson, enthusiastic golfer and played frequently during his presidency. Warren G. Harding, member of a local golf club and played regularly during his presidency. Dwight E. Eisenhower was an accomplished golfer and played more than 800 rounds during his presidency. John F. Kennedy, Lyndon B. Johnson, Richard Nixon, Gerald Ford, George H.W. Bush, Bill Clinton, Barack Obama, and President Trump. But I say, you know what? That's not good enough. Let's go to the Caribbean. Let's go to the Caribbean and just see. We have Erskine Sandiford, who was the Prime Minister of Barbados from 1980
Barbados.
to 1984,
That's who I vote for. 90 when?
87 to 1994.
No. That wasn't him. It was another fella.
All
I
right.
think I'll vote for you. You go ahead.
PJ Patterson, right, from Jamaica. Keith Mitchell, President of Grenada. And there's actually more, right? There's more. And I'm not, all I'm saying here is that we really and truly have to put these things in perspective, right? We have Eric Gary of Grenada. He played golf regularly throughout his time in office. We have John Compton of St. Lucia, who was a keen golfer, eagle of golf course on the island. You also have Tom Adams of Barbados, right? You have George Price of Belize. You have Denzel Douglas of St. Kitts, all right? And there's even more. There's more. You have Eugenia Charles of Dominica. You have Sir Lyndon Pindlin of Bahamas. You have Sir Alexander Bustamante, look how long they're going back, of Jamaica. You have Sir Robert Bradshaw of St. Kitts and Nevis. and you also have Sir James Mitchell. So all I'm saying here is that, right? I think we might be making a mountain out of a molehill in that, yes, there are difficult times in Trinidad, but precedents have been set where there's been many prime ministers across the Caribbean and presidents in the United States of America who have played golf. When is the best time to go and play? When?
But
You know,
answer them, were they facing the same crisis that going on in Trinidad and Tobago now? The crime and the women and everything else?
but
Were the dynamics in the backdrop of them going to play golf the same as what is going on in Trinidad and Tobago now?
okay. So
I don't. I honestly don't believe. And with Mother's Day approaching, couldn't he have used those? I don't know, something else to send a message to the women. Hey, you're on my mind. I'm trying. I'm thinking of you. Or so, I mean,
so you can't do that from the Gulf Coast.
with the unemployment in the country, we're rampant. So I mean, and the young African youth, they killing one another. Mm, mm,
Yeah,
I'm not really exactly sure if
mm,
him
mm,
being. If,
mm.
Diana, do you believe if he was there, it would make a difference with some of the issues that you're describing? If he
nothing
didn't
with
go,
If he was where,
in
if he
Trinidad.
didn't go to Barbados, and if he was in Trinidad,
well, he's not necessarily making a difference. But what I am not. I don't know. This is.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. All I'm saying is that. When is the right time? And if I don't go and I stay, by me staying, does I make a difference in the dent in crime in Trinidad and Tobago? Do I make a dent in the difference in kidnapping? So if some of these other prime ministers went away and crime was on the rise, or they went and played golf, they ain't going nowhere. They went and played golf. They went on the golf course. Let me just say they went on the golf course, right? You can say,
Mm.
well, you know what? You shouldn't even be on the golf course. Look at Donald Trump. How much time Donald Trump used to be on the golf course?
And
Donald
we
Trump,
don't even talk about that. So that's what I'm trying to tell you. It came off as though Donald Trump was flippant and nonchalant and don't care. And you see what happened, right? So I wouldn't, I wouldn't want to be seen, enjoying myself while lots, I ain't gonna say a majority, I don't want no statistics like Anselm to say, while lots of people are suffering in my country, the country that I'm in charge of, women are afraid. Women are afraid to go out their house, to go and they're
but
frightened.
but the bottom line is this: you work, you have a job, you have vacation, you take the vacation regardless of whether there's a crisis on the job site.
So fine. I hear you told me. I said while he's deserved of his vacation. I mean, at this time with look going on with inside the courts and all that. It's too much. It's so many things going on in Trinidad and Tobago now. So many things going on, and they're not in a and the things that are making the media, they're not positive. It's
Would W-
every day I seen the blood of young black men flowing in. Who's to blame? I put it to a parenting issue, eh? So but we have to have a long programs on that. But I the women frightened, the young men killing one another, businessmen in fear, the populace scared for people barging in the home invasion. I don't know. Now help me now. Help me while losing. Mother's Day coming up around the corner. What am I missing here? My phone acting up again. What
I
oh
I don't think that it is my thinking that don't care whoever the prime minister is, and if the prime minister should leave the country to go to let us Labor Day parade or some sort of parade or anything like that, the opposition will find some reason why they shouldn't leave. That's just the way it is.
the opposition or not, but I saw it. I said, "Oh gosh, Rowley, at this time, boy. I mean, people, people suffer. Look at this. the guy that didn't show up on the show. You know, I said, how many people do he represent? And then Opinion Box did a live about it. You know, that he, you
Diana,
know,
were you surprised he didn't show up? I wasn't.
I better, you know,
I
in the
wasn't.
back of my mind, I said, somebody go whisper to he and he'll back out.
Oh,
And he
oh,
did.
I wasn't surprised.
He's a broadcaster, no?
Yes, yes,
Yeah,
yes, yes,
yeah, yeah.
yes, yes.
But he
He's a
wait,
91.9.
wait.
Diana?
Oh, no, I think something wrong with it. I think.
Phone's acting up again.
Yeah. Listen, Tommy, I told Diana, I said, Diana, does he know that Anselm Wall Street is on the program? Diana said, well, I would tell him. And she told him, you know, and all I could say is that a birdie whisper in the ears
Stay away.
and the man get cold feet. That is it. You understand? But think about it. Just think about it. Right? And I don't know if he had the common decency to send Diana a message and tell Diana, well, boy, something happened and I couldn't make it. You understand? I don't know.
I got nothing from him.
Yeah. I don't know if he had the common decency to send Diana a message because a lot of them fellas and them, you know, I mean, something could have happened, you know.
Well, all
You know?
all the expressions of professionalism and professional. We know actions speak louder than words. So,
Yeah, I was quite. I had even. I'm hearing an echo. Let me.
Yeah, no,
Come
let me
out
get
and-
rid of you. Let me get rid of you on the other one. I got two of you in here. Okay. All right, I got two of you in here.
Let me come out. Let me get a guy.
No, I got you in here. You okay?
Yeah, but I'm not finding the video. Something going on with this phone here.
Okay, all right. Yeah.
Yeah.
So what it is that, you know, Tommy, that's the kind of behavior that happens, right? If you book for something is sent out and you can't make it, at least send a little text or something. You know, sometimes things happen. Even if you don't send it the same day after, next day, send it now, man. Give a little Nancy story or something. Make it up now. You know what I mean?
yeah, do what's decent.
Yeah, do what's decent. Tommy, you ever drink donkey milk?
Donkey milk.
Yeah.
Do people, you got me like.
No, I don't know. Troy asked me if I just drink donkey milk. I don't think we have donkeys in America.
I haven't seen any, but
Well, I don't know unless people
drink donkey milk.
I don't know. Troy asked me the question. I don't know. I wonder if Troy ever drink donkey milk.
Troy, enlighten us, Troy. What's going on with that donkey milk?
No. I think Troy trying to make a point. I just think he's trying to make a point.
And it's in all caps.
Yeah. He's screaming, man.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And Judy said, sometimes very few people that live in Trinidad have any class, quality, morale. Most of them live like Lego beasts. Okay. I truly believe in the energy of names. You know? Tommy, Judy says, I absolutely agree with you. I don't give where he goes when he goes. He is a spiteful, soulless creature. To hell with him. Oh God. Tommy, Judy agreeing with you, boy.
Judy, we click a lot.
Yeah, good evening. Ken John, welcome. Good evening. Blessings. Be safe. Ansem, Diana, and Tommy. Yeah. Eugene. Eugene, get your phone at 8:08. All right, Eugene,
Good
welcome.
night, Mean Gene. Good night, Mean Gene.
Good night, Mean Gene. Yeah. I find Biden dead worse than Donald Trump. Biden head Biden. Okay. Who is that? Biden? Is that Biden?
I don't know. Something.
Yeah. Kenjon, you gotta help me. Help me out there. Eileen inside. What tax?
Eileen?
Yeah. Thanks, Judy. Shalom from Kenjon. Judy says Donald Trump did his job even though he's playing. Rowley don't respect TNT and its citizens. Peace, blessing to all the village. Highly says, Rowley turn off the connection. Okay.
So there's a bunch of lazy politicians and
Okay, okay. Ken John said that's a joke. Okay. Yeah, but Tommy, really and truly, we have to start to kind of, examine things a little more before we have to look. As a matter of fact, um, I want this is what we have to do. You understand? We have to stop looking just above the surface. We have to start looking below the surface as well. Let me see. We have to start looking below the surface. Because what happens, Tommy, is that I think we take everything from a party perspective,
exactly
right? And when we look at things from a party perspective, we tend to
lose
not,
focus.
yes, we lose focus. Correct is right. That's exactly what I wanted to say. We tend to lose focus. And when we lose focus, right, sometimes we don't see who sing that song. I can see clearly now. The rain has come. Who sing that song?
um, Jamaican,
Oh, Jimmy Cliff?
not
It's not
is it,
Jimmy Cliff.
it was, I think Jimmy had a version of it, but no, it's what's his name again? I can see that Jamaican guy. What's his name?
Yeah, I go look for it on YouTube. He sing, I can see clearly now, the rain has come. I can see all obstacles in my way. All right. All you people go start to kick on the singing now.
Somebody will put it in the chat. Boy, my brain ain't working like it used to. I should know that off the top of my head.
Yeah, that one was one. Let me see something. Yeah. But sometimes it just put things in here and it just can't. That's so much of things in here, just can't find it, when you want it. Nope, it's not there. Let me try to see if it's in here.
Let me see right quick.
So yeah. Here it is.
I can see clearly now. The rain is gone. Jimmy Cliff is Jimmy Cliff is the originator.
Yeah,
But,
Jimmy Cliff. I know because the reason why I know Jimmy Cliff is that I used to go to the store to buy a lot of records for my mother. And she was a Jimmy Cliff fan, and I used to go and buy, those 45s.
Johnny Nash had a hit out. Johnny Nash had a hit out of it. Johnny Nash also did it and had a big hit in the US here with it.
So he remade it.
Yes, but Jimmy Cliff is the originator.
Yeah, he's the originator. Yeah, and that is a song that I think is so important. You know what? I gotta remove this from here because that giving us whenever we play that's getting us a copyright. Yeah.
Yeah, we don't want the infringement.
Yeah. Anytime we play that song, it does get a copyright. That is Pastor Bean songs. Whenever we play it.
Which one?
What?
Cover Me?
Thank You. No, not Cover Me. Thank You. Whenever we play Thank You.
Oh, the new one.
Copyright. The new one, yeah, the new one.
Yeah, because he's probably with an artist. Because he does that with
yeah, my phone, something, I don't know what's going on with them. It's timing out and anyway, whatever we were saying about Dale Edwards, right? I brought him in a support. I was bringing him in the program in a supportive role, because there were a lot of people who read his plea resonated with a lot of people. I didn't invite him in here for me to go, about politics, right? It was going to be, we were going to talk about men and this, things that are bothering them and affecting them and what they would like to see better, happen in in the society, in the country at large, in the world at large. But I don't know, somebody whispered in his ear. He probably thought we would have go down some, you know, road. It was in a more of a supportive road.
You
You
sure
know,
you sure he wasn't on a publicity stint?
I don't know. Who knows? If he was, well, hip hip hooray. That's all I say. Hip hip hooray.
I think this is what I wanted for people to do. You gotta look below.
Sometimes I just get angry when I see somebody watch an ex-man achievement and declare that was easy. They don't see all the struggle and all the failure. They quickly form allegiance to toast the winner. But in this life, there's a truth, and every tree you see have a root. And it's from way below the surface you bring up your food. Now Thomas Edison, the light bulb inventor, this 2,000 times he failed before the bulb could light. And when he reached age 67, a fire cost him 2 million. That's when the studio burned to the ground one December night. But he stood strong, faithful to his craft, and 3 weeks later released his first phonograph. You see, he had the stuff great men are made of. It's the stuff you could miss unless you look below the surface. I say he had the stuff great men are made of. It's the stuff you could miss unless you look below the surface. Okay, Shaki.
We are back with you. It's in the village to the DAT Triplets on WZYE 95.9 FM. And sometimes we don't look below the surface. It's like a cake. A cake has icing on it, and you absolutely don't know what the color of the cake is until you cut it. Right? So many of us want to look at the surface instead of actually looking below the surface
To see what it's made of.
Yeah, because you just don't know. Let me say welcome to Ellis. Ellis, welcome. Yeah, Ellis, welcome. Let me see. And I think Ellis, before you came, or Mean Gene said, and I think this is a now there are times when Prime Minister Rowley, and listen to this, it's funny, when I say Prime Minister Rowley, people are saying that disrespectful. And the press release that comes out, they just change it. I make them change it. Press release needs to come out from the Prime Minister office. So he said Prime Minister Rowley having a press conference today, Thursday, Saturday at 2 p.m., whatever it is, right? And when I repeat exactly what they use, the other people saying, oh, you see, that's why you're so disrespectful. It's like the people from his office calling him Prime Minister Rowley. When I call him Prime Minister Rowley, I disrespectful. But Mean Gene said, it doesn't matter what Rowdy does, some will always criticize.
True.
I think that's true. You understand? And that goes for anybody who's Prime Minister in Trinidad and Tobago. Right? Because there's an opposition and there's a party in power. Whatever you do, right? Some
Mm.
people will agree with it, some people will disagree with it. So yeah, I guess you just gotta keep it moving anyway, right?
I
But
am so glad I don't belong to none of them. PNA, UNC, nobody.
I believe, it's my belief that this golf thing, I do have a problem with it. And that's not because people go say, oh God, because you're supporting it. That has nothing to do with supporting. I I I look at it and I say, well, what it is he doing something that is out of the ordinary that other people who are president and prime ministers do not do or have not done?
He's entitled to me time.
Yeah,
You know?
that's why I said he's deserving of it. But at this time, I don't know, you know. That's why I leave it at that. He's deserving of it.
Yeah. So, because listen to this, right? I can tell you, let's say, I become prime minister of Trinidad and Tobago. I'll tell all you ahead of time. Nobody can't tell me I can't go and run. And if the World Masters Championship is on the sun and I want to go to the World Masters Championship, I going. You know why I'm going? Because them is thing I used to do before I come prime minister. All of a sudden now I come prime minister, I had to stop. Eh? Nah. Anthony, when you're coming, we go talk about that. Anthony say I have it wrong. When you're coming,
Nicholas Anthony Williams is in the chat.
well, yeah. When you come in, you go talk about it. You say I have that wrong. How do you have it wrong? I want you to give me evidence why I have it wrong. You understand? You see, because what it is, we are just saying, well, the time is not right now. When is the right time? And Tommy and Diana, when is the right time?
It would never be right because there'll always be something if you keep putting off.
When is the right time?
It just, that's just my personal feeling. No,
No,
too much.
and that's fine. All I'm saying is that, right? When you look at the precedents that have been set, right? The precedent have been set. What he is doing is not out of the ordinary. It's not out. The presidents in this country do it. All you remember when Donald Trump was in opposition, he used to talk about when he wasn't president, he talked about how much time Barack Obama used to go golfing.
That's right.
And when he come into power, he went golfing more than Barack Obama ever went golfing.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So it's just that I think what we have to do, we have to stop picking on these what do you call it? Immune stuff, Trinidad and have certain saying immune stuff, little stuff. Yeah? Right? So Anthony says, you have that wrong, right? Not right now. How much me time this one? All right? Mean Gene says, but when the PNM was in opposition, they supported many of the UNC initiatives. Okay.
Yo, Trinidad.
Nicholas says not now. Then when Nicholas? So Anselm, you call yourself black. So I say this to say that only a black person will see nothing wrong with that, because slavery of Somalia not acting like humans.
What?
Oh, I mean, I 10% highly.
Wow, highly.
Yeah, that's 10% highly. You see what I tell all you? All you have to understand. And all you let me say it again. I do a thought experiment in my class. On the first days of class, I put the 9 times table on the board. I go up to 9 times 10 is 91. I have 9 correct, and I have 1 incorrect. That 1 is 10%. So if I was doing a math class, I would have had 90% on that class, even though I get 1 wrong. And 99.9% of the people in the class only see that one. They only see the 1 that I have wrong. The other 9, they ignore it totally. And that's why I say there's a 90% highly and there's a 10% highly. Do not get upset when the 10% highly comes out. Just remember the 90%. And you could use that with many things, right? Because sometimes you may have a friend and the friend may make one mistake and you want to abandon that friend forever because of, oh, you know what? I want to play something here. Yeah. Somebody sent me this and it's along the same line. Let me see if I could find it. Somebody sent me this and it's along the same line. I think this guy was let me see what it is. Yeah. Hold on, oh God, the China Bago Defense Force getting 12 million more. Whereas 128 million more in allocation. Remember that? Imagine that.
What are they getting 128 million more to do?
But
That
I thought I saw there was an increase of billions. Like
no, they say 128 million.
for in the budget
Yeah.
today. I
Who,
read
the Trinidad and Tobago Defense Force?
Yes.
Well, I guess not that does that include the Coast Guard too?
No, that's just the regiment. That's just the regiment. That's what it said.
Maybe they're going and try and seal up the porous borders.
Is the is the
Or is that back pay that they owe the soldiers and them, if they owe them any back pay?
yeah, but they're looking at 120 something more million. Just imagine that.
Yeah, but there's been a
Is that pension and gratuities that are owed to people? Or I was trying to understand things, by asking certain questions.
I don't know what it is, but all right, I'm gonna look for that video. Let me see here. Okay,
Somebody's mic, is it mine?
let me see. Okay, let me look for it on my phone. I want to play that because this is two brothers, and one incident happened, and his brother disowned him for one incident. One incident that happened. Let me see if I can find it here on my phone. Hold on. Let me find it a minute. But this is interesting. There's so much things on my phone here. Oh, and we also want to talk about
microphone. Is it me or the mic?
Yeah, it might be you.
Huh?
Yeah, it might be you.
Oh, now you're sounding better. Before you were sounding, scratchy.
Okay, let me look for this and see if I have it in my.
Listen to this, Anselm.
Okay.
Listen to this. The President House benefits from 2023 budget increase. The 2023 budget of 57.6 billion, that's billion with a B, has been increased by 3.8 billion for 22 ministries. You hear what I said?
22 ministries.
Right. Including funding for additional staff and other expenses at President's House, which will now be occupied by President Christine Kangaloo and her husband. Kangaloo's predecessor, Paula May Weeks, never occupied President's House. I wouldn't go on much further. I just wanted to make the point that 2023 budget went from 57.6 billion. It's going to be 61.4 billion.
So I have a question. Where this money coming from all of a sudden, and they didn't have money to shore the claims the people to put in for the pandemic relief. They have money to pay. They only get the certain people, the regiment, police, and them 4%. But so this, huh?
Well, there are those who are saying that that's electioneering about to take place.
Thank you. You take your thought out of my head. Trinkets and think to bamboozle people again. It's starting early. It's starting early. Even though they deserve it of it, they're doing it in a strategic way now.
Did you send the link? Did you send the link to Nicholas?
Yes, I did.
I think he might be using the YouTube link instead of the.
You have to go in, click on the StreamYard link, Nicholas. Click on that blue StreamYard link.
The one to the bottom.
Yeah.
Hold on. Let me make a call. I'm on it.
So listen to this. Listen to this. Hold on. Listen to this.
Blood brothers. They grew up, they came out of the same womb, out of the same mother. They suckled on the same breast. They lived and slept and grew up in the same bedroom. Ate from the same plate and drank from the same cup. Today they don't speak to one another. Why? Because his wife said and my wife said. The hell with your wife. How does it possibly sit in any sane mind that my brother, the one who I grew up with, I allow a woman to get in between me and him? What deed is this? Father and son that don't talk to one another. Mates that grew up on the streets, they lived by... Brother, we did Habas together, Khayye. Habas, we were like that in Habas. 10 years I did time with him, 10 years. I'll take a bullet for him, bro. One drama, one incident, and all hell breaks loose. What happened, Akhi? Where did the hearts go, man? Husband and wife for 10, 15 years. Yeah, we had a divorce. Why? Well, what happened? My wife showed me a post once on the internet. A woman was having some troubles with her husband. She's asking for advice. She has 3 kids. I quote, 3 kids, husband and wife. You shared the same bed for years. You ate from the same for years. Brother, how big could your drama be? Brother, we're human beings. Everyone makes mistakes. You're not perfect. I'm not perfect. But why is it that when a drama comes, no. This is unforgivable. Why? Why? 10 years marriage. Kids between one another. She's asking for advice, her husband, whatever he did. So one of the sisters in a nice hijab, mashallah, she writes back to the sister, and I quote, the hell with him. Wow, man, just like that, the hell with him. Just like that, bro. We forgot all the good times. Just like that, the hell with him. What is this, man? So then there's always a scholar amongst us who comes to me, yes, my brother, and I get phone calls all the time. Brother, all I want is my heart. In the Quran, I'm not asking for anything more than my heart, brother. Is there anything wrong with what I'm asking, cuz? I'm not asking for an inch more and not an inch less. So in his mind, Shaitan is making him think, brother, that's your right, cuz. Doesn't Allah say, look, I love how we quote ayat of Quran that suit my nafs. Doesn't Allah say in the Quran, brother, tooth for a tooth and an eye for an eye? Yeah. All I want is my heart. When they got married, the sheikh came and her family and let's start with the Fatiha. Why? Because it's the opening of the Quran and so that the hearts can flourish and we can come together. But then when there's dramas, it's my lawyer versus your lawyer. When the kids are with me on the weekend, your mom's a dog, your mom's a hayawani, your mom's a this, your mom's a that. Then when the kids are with the mama, mom, throughout the week, your father's a 1, 2, 3. She wipes the floor and the toilets with him day and night. Wow, man, just like that. The brother, forgive, let it go. No way, brother. My heart, I want my heart. I tell you, fine. So the brother says to me, is there anything wrong? I tell him, brother, wallahi, there's nothing wrong with you asking for your haq. There's nothing wrong with you telling me eye for an eye and a tooth for a tooth. But I'm telling you this now, that if you open this door with people, Allah's going to open this door with you on the day of resurrection. And if Allah opens the door of tooth for a tooth and an eye for an eye, you're in a world to hurt. Every single one of us has troubles in his life. Every single one of us has made mistakes. Every single one of us is a sinner. And every single one of us is hopeful and wishful that when I stand before Allah on the day of resurrection, Allah's going to turn a blind eye and forgive all my sins. Yet you can't even forgive the person you grew up with for years of your life for one issue. You can't even forgive. And people tell me, brother, but it's my heart, it's my right. Let me tell you bluntly, brother, there is no heart in this world. The only heart you will ever have is when you stand before Allah in front of the real judge in the real court. Then and only then will you ever really get your heart. This world will never, ever, ever do you justice. Where are we? Really, my brothers, wallahi, where are we, man? Forgive me, if I'm a bit too, but wallahi, my heart hurts me. When I see two people who, before the drama, they're the most religious and God-fearing and Allahu Akbar, and, well, oh, brother, we're like this, and eat Al-Quran, and all, I forgive you, and I love you for the sake of Allah. But as soon as you step on my toes, what was once a nice beard is a piece of Velcro, throws it right out the door. Come here, you little this and that, and let me, well, man, what happened, cuz? What happened? Yeah, he disrespected me. Let it go, man. Let it go. Not for Allah's sake. Let it go, cuz. Let it go. No, we want to Allah. Those that.
Okay, we are back to choose in the village with the DAT Triplets on WZYE 95.9 FM, and I want just to play that because, and that's what my thought with the 90-10% is that one thing that can happen, and it could mess almost.
But Anselm, it's okay to forgive. And let me tell you, I have forgiven a lot of people. It's okay to forgive, but the one thing that you are not allowed to do as a human being, because you are not a robot that somebody can come and program, stick a chip in you, is forget. No, you are not allowed to forget. You can forgive. Believe you me, I have done my share of forgiving. I must speak for anybody in the chat. I have done my share of forgiving. But when I forgive you, I drop you over a precipice. I want nothing to do with you anymore. Nothing to do with you, because I am not going to allow you a second chance to do to me what you did before. But I've forgiven you. I don't care if you roll down a cliff, you fall in a pit of centipedes, you're drowned in the sea, I don't care. Right? But I done with you. And that is, and what he's talking and the thing there, oh, you forgive, but let the person come around. No, you're not coming back around me. I'm done with you. All right, and that is how that's why, that's the way it should be. I've forgiven you, but don't come around me anymore. Just stay far away from me. Because why would you consciously go and put yourself around a snake? And his tendency is to sting you, bite you. You chop it then. You chop it. Stay away from the cobra. He won't spit in your eye again. That is how I operate. I can forgive you, but I'm not giving you a chance to come back again. No, I'm done.
So let's bring in our guest, Anthony Williams. Welcome. Unmute your mic.
You have to unmute your mic.
Hi. Good afternoon again.
Him and the cricket.
Good evening.
How are you doing?
Good evening. I'm fine. I'm smiling a little, but scared a lot. You know, Trinidad and Tobago in a real mess, and I was listening to the conversation, you know, but I ain't gonna I ain't gonna pop my replies as yet. Um, yeah.
So tell us a little bit about the TTDF.
Well, the TTDF is the Defense Force lettering. We can't use that. In the 2020 general election, where I would have run in point 410, we had to use the whole thing because the EBC said we couldn't use the lettering and so on. So we just went with the whole name, Trinidad and Tobago Democratic Front, until maybe the next local and general where we could find a different way to break that down, right? My name is Anthony Williams, as you know. I'm leader of the Trinidad and Tobago Democratic Front, first in defense of democracy, and today, people safety. And we are from outer point 410. As you know, we have in Borode in point 410, you know. But it seems to be over right now. The music gone dead. Well, since Juni Day, right? And the Democratic Front believes in prosperity for all, a better life for all, our resources working for all, and a better country, a safe country for all. And that's happening right now.
Mr. Williams.
Yeah.
Before I lose my thought, I just wanted to suggest one thing to you. Instead of saying Trinidad and Tobago, say Trinbago Democratic Front, TDF.
Trinidad and Tobago Democratic Front.
Yeah, but I'm saying if you want to not collide with...
Or Trinbago Democratic Front.
If you don't want to collide with the Defense Force.
Or Trinbago Democratic Front. I like that.
TDF.
I could just put that short. TDF, yeah. Trinbago Democratic Front. Something to think about.
Just a thought.
Just a thought.
Yeah, we about ideas here in the village, you know what I mean?
and ideas is good. Ideas is very good.
So
right?
so out of point 14, right? Are you guys gonna run in the upcoming local election? Are you gonna have any candidates in the upcoming local election?
We have some candidates for the upcoming local election, right? We want to try and get more. We're hoping to get more, right? Right now we're building, right? But you know, something that's always come up to pull you back from going forward. And right now, with the crime situation in my area in point 410, we kind of, how to say it, make a 190 degrees turn into trying to deal with situations concerning safety in the country. For those who wouldn't know, before the Borode, we had a lot of robberies in point 410, and I believe it had a lot to do with the Borode. We had 24 robberies in 2 hours. One of those robberies, a gun was placed at a child head, so the family would give up the loot, right? Or, you know, and we had a ghost tree robber the day before and come back and get robbed the night by the same men, right? People who was in front of the ghost tree got robbed also, right? And then we had a situation where in Fanny Village, a security guard gun was taken away from her, right, at a ghost tree. And that same gun was then used in a murder, right? So it ain't looking good right now. And as you could see all over Trinidad and Tobago, I am very sure you guys seen the videos out there. It is scary. I would tell foreigners, you're coming to my country, you're coming here at a risk, right? So we are putting things in place for the local and general. We want to be in it. We're trying to get, how to say, those businessmen and women and who are out there to support what we are trying to do. But we are also right now, the biggest thing for me right now is focusing on the crime situation in Trinidad and Tobago, right? And I'll tell you the why also. I would have had a threat, right, where 4 gunmen walk up to me. So for me, this is personal, right? And they came to me, right? And this is not no make-up story. This is reality. They came to me and said, someone do not like me talking PNM business. to stay out of PNM business because it have a lot of corruption in the borrowing point 14 with a certain MP family. All of a sudden, there's big contractor, friends is big contractor, and this one and that one. And, you know, like the borrow day was only for certain friends, families, and connections. It wasn't about the people at point 14, right? So these threats came with these 4 guys fully armed, fully loaded. My son right on his side of me, right? Right on his side of me. Right on his side of me, but it's a good thing they just come to give me a little warning and tell me watch my back, because these would have been guys who I knew when they used to wear Pampers, right? So the situation then went the next way, and you're hearing Williams get shoot, and it was drug related, and his son maybe passed in the in the little scuffle, right? Because that's the first thing that's jumped to drug related, right? They wouldn't say political related, right? So that was very how too close to home for me. As I said, I am lucky. I am from Captiville. I know a lot of people in Captiville. I would have grew up in one of the hardest areas in Captiville. I made a lot of friends, especially with the young ones, and that ain't looking good at all. So I taking this personal, right? So I'm attacking this from all 4 fronts. Who vex loss, right?
So did you support the march today in Aranguez from Aranguez to Port of Spain?
I do support the march in Aranguez, right? It was a good initiative by Victor Roberts, because all that we had to do this thing together. It I know I right now in dealing with crime and criminality in Trinidad and Tobago, right? The sad thing about it, I was unable to reach up there because of my responsibilities, right? Plus, I'm a single father. And I got information back that the match was good, the walk was good, but when they came to Port of Spain by the Red House there, they locked the park, right? That little park that I have in front of the Red House, that was locked. The
Woodford Square.
Woodford Square. The mayor decided he's not going to give them any type of permission and so on, right? I'm supposed to get the rest of the information tomorrow, which was very sad. I think in this country, with what is going on, right? Nobody ain't gonna burn down the Red House. Nobody ain't gonna shake the gates of the Red House. They was going into the park, right? And I think that permission should have been granted. If this is a free society, if this is a democratic society, it wasn't bandits and gunmen going into that park. It was citizens under the constitutional Trinidad and Tobago who have that democratic right going there to have a conversation about governance in this country, right? So I was very saddened by that.
Do you think we had Victor Roberts here earlier on the show, right? And based on what he said, there was under 200 people there. You know what it is that people seem that this wasn't about country, but it was about party as opposed to country. Why are people not tuning the marches in Trinidad and Tobago?
Well, you see, Victor Roberts is the face of the UNC, right? Everybody know he is with the UNC. He ran under the UNC for the library areas and so on. And that is sad to me because he really trying. It breaks my heart. And this is the country we live in today, where it is a PNM and UNC.
Let me turn up the other one. Listen. Hey.
Go ahead, Auntie.
Right, as I was saying, it is very sad, right? He is part of the UNC, and people sees him as the face of the UNC. He ran for library many times under the UNC, and it is sad in this country that people only see our UNC PNM thing. They don't see individuals deciding, okay, despite our with this political organization are fighting for my country right now because my country need me right now, not my party, right? Because even I, as a new person, I have any same issues, right? Because a lot of people will talk that I am here to attack the PNM, right? I am here to attack the PNM, and that is all I am hearing. I am here to attack the PNM. I am brand new, right? I never voted in my life. The only time I voted is when I ran in the 2020 general election, right? Never voted for PNM, never voted for UNC because I believe in working policies. Because if we had working policies in this country, everybody would have been We never had that in all the years of governance, right? So I decided to start this political organization because I understood that activism will not get me nowhere. It will only get me a bullet in my head, a coffin, and people talking about, wait, they killed Williams, boy, right? Now with the power, because everybody was telling you, if you know what the crime is, why ain't go and stop it? Let me be real here. People need to stop be foolish in this country, right? I know where all the crime is, but I cannot go and stop the crime. If I go by the point station, Grappo station, Cedros station, you know how fast them gunmen go and reach in front of my gap because of certain names, right? And clear out everybody. Then what? Then what? People understand. We are the Trinidad and Tobago Democratic Front. If we are to fix crime in this country, deal with borders, illegal immigrants, the gunmen, and everything that is crushing the lives of people in this country, we need that political power, right? And that is what I'm fighting for. I am not no fool. I understand the political power will give me the tools to fix Trinidad and Tobago, but a lot of people who play in political and talking about political and everything is political. And even though we live in a political country, they need to get themselves off of that political saddle and understand we need brand new blood in this country if we are to fix it. Otherwise, all our we will just be another number in some murder case, right? It's bad right now. It's very, very bad. And it is sad that that is the country we living in right now. So the numbers you would have gotten, people would have seen that as a UNC rally, right? They wouldn't see it as a people fighting against crime, the murders that happen upon that end, that what the walk was about. They will not see that. All they will see is, wait now, the UNC having another march, but the UNC feel stupid is a UNC, and that is all they're seeing, right? But when they're dying, is a everybody thing, right? So he tried, and I'm doing my best. I am trying also.
So Mr. Williams, you can stay with us. We're going to go for a quick station identification. It's in the village with the DAT Triplets on WZYE 95.9 FM. We have with us tonight the leader of the political party, TTDF.
Trinidad and Tobago Democratic Front.
Trinidad and Tobago Democratic Front. Yes, Trinidad and Tobago Democratic Front. Stick and stay. We'll be right back after this short message. In the village with the DAT Triplets on WZYE 95.9 FM. We'll be right back after the short message. Stick and stay. Don't go nowhere.
All opinions and views expressed by the program participants, including those on social media, are solely their opinions and views and do not reflect the opinions and views of WZYE management and staff. You're listening to WZYE 95.9 FM. You are listening to WZYE 95.9 FM, the most influential name in Caribbean radio in the tri-state area. Broadcasting from East Orange, New Jersey, the most influential name in Caribbean radio. WZYE 95.9 FM.
This thing called PNM, this thing called UNC, is one set of dotishness to Mama Kai, you and me. It ain't have no color, it ain't have no race, it ain't have no principles or any values in place. And it was never meant to be the answer for unity. It shares no philosophy with any consistency. For when you watch the pedigree in each and every party, the difference you see turns out to be a case of power and money. Look here, them French Creoles in Saint-As, Maraval and Saint-Clair, they don't hold no allegiance or no party here. Rich men must be supporting who they feel going to win. Loyalty, friends, means nothing. Money is their thing. That's why PNM quite young turned coat to UNC. And Randall Motley, his background showed he was with DAC. Hector Motley Jamaica, swore PNM till he dead. And when the last election over, he was UNC instead. Augustus Ramreka sing, I knew him in Tapia. Next thing I know, he was a PNM minister. John Humphrey changed from Trinity and he joined about 5 party. So he's only die-hard you and grassroots me. It's PNM and UNC.
We are back with you. It's In the Village with the DAT Triplets on WZYE 95.9 FM. We come to every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday from 7 to 10 p.m. That's Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday from 7 to 10 p.m. Tonight, we have with us in the village the political leader of the Trinidad and Tobago Democratic Front, Mr. Nicholas Anthony Williams. So, Mr. Williams, what in what year did you form your party? What year?
Honestly, between 2016, 2017, I believe, but it was just sitting there, you know, because I was fully trying to make up my mind if to get involved in situations, especially in politics in Trinidad and Tobago. But you remember that that movie, The Godfather? Remember the movie, The Godfather? Yeah. Every time I try to get out, they keep pulling me back in. And that is what's going on right now, right?
Mm-hmm. So, you know, you for a party that's known for yourself only, because you know we haven't seen. Have you guys like had a march or something? You know, the Trinidad and Tobago Democratic Front. You know, where's that?
Well, as I said, the organization is well known. A lot of people know of us, right? We would have lost our page with 15,000 people on Facebook, right? That was hacked. Somebody was sharing porn on it, right? And Facebook finally removed it, and it seems that we can't get it back. And we recently restarted a new page, right? We moved from TTDF People First to TTDF Citizen First, and the page doing very well. I don't, if people didn't really know we were still here, today alone we got back 1,200 and something people back on the page, right? And I hoping by this week it will do even better. The walks and stuff you're talking about, we put a pin on that, right? As you see, we pushing for bigger. You know, I don't believe in small thing. I believe in big thing, and I believe what we're trying to do here, once done properly, right, we could get the Prime Minister to shift on his, how to say it, mental thinking.
Mr. Williams, question.
Go on.
First, how old are you? And secondly, what is your background?
Not a politician, right? I am a pipe fitter fabricator by trade, right? I was in the music business, but you know, music in Trinidad and Tobago is a mafia, so I got out of that. It didn't make sense.
What was your name? What was your music name?
Guitar Records. Don't laugh. Eh? I was young. Don't laugh. I was young. GHR for short. Right? Yeah. I could tell you a lot about the music business in Trinidad and Tobago. If you don't have money to pay them, stay out of it. Right?
It's a soca mafia in Trinidad. That's what you're saying.
It's a real mafia, because you have to remember, Carnival is a hustle. Eh? We don't have a real entertainment industry in Trinidad and Tobago. When I don't really want to call names, because right now it are people who want to sue me, right, for calling the name. But when you have people on Red Station, my favorite station, playing their own music and thing, right, and they keep playing their own music and thing, right, them score, they're making money. But when you come with an artist that better than them, you feel they're gonna play the artist. How much music CDs we here get thrown in the dustbin with great artists like Gongsmen and others who could have make it real far. So it's a real mafia, and I ain't had time for that foolishness, right? We hope.
Yeah, the music business has always been a mafia business, regardless of where you're in the world.
No. The one in Trinidad and Tobago, trust me, out in the United States, you still have a chance, right? You still have a chance.
Yeah, but
I think all have some bylaws with once he's a DJ and he's a singer, you can connect with a radio station. That is true.
It have ways people get around all these laws and so.
Yeah,
right.
There's rules with pay to play in this country.
Yeah. There's payola is a crime, right? But people,
right.
People
I don't think as a DJ you could play your own music on a radio station in the States. I could be wrong.
I'm not sure about that. I'm not sure.
Right. I think a guy who I used to do business with, he's a producer, told me it have a law against that. Once he's a DJ and you end up being a singer, you have to give up one. Right? So I don't know how true is that, but the music business in Trinidad and Tobago, as I tell you, it's a deep mafia. Certain men for carnival will come at the fullest, like Marshall and others, and they will eat a big food, and small artists get squeezed out. Right? They might only make $1 for the carnival, and you can't pay bills with that. So it's a real mafia. Too much of mafia in Trinidad and Tobago, and something needs to happen for people in my country, and we're trying to deal with that.
So how old are you?
You know it's very disrespectful to ask a young man his age, right? I'll be 49. I'll be 49 this year. Christmas Day.
I was just following up on the question that Tommy asked. We didn't want it to, you know what I mean?
Yeah. I'll be 49.
Mr. Williams, I mean, we see the emergence of a whole lot of new parties in Trinidad and Tobago, and you seem to be a small, drop in the bucket. You really think you have the manpower, the skill power, to attract people to the party?
Well,
try to
I will tell you this. A drop in the ocean could create a big wave. And I believe we're reaching some people, some doors is opening for us, right? And I believe if we continue so, we can, run this country. So we could be the next option for government for Trinidad and Tobago. What's that?
How many persons are in your network at this time?
Well, I don't like to give that count, right? But we have a number of persons, and we don't deal with followers. We want no followers. We're not looking for members. We are doing leadership cards, right? Everybody who coming in this organization, as they hear say organization, not a political party, political organization, they will be seen as a leader, meaning that for voters who never had a say, who are who have followership or membership with parties and things, it will be different with us. Everybody will have a say, and in the future, who knows, would be able to veto that say on how we set policies. What's that?
So do you see, I'm talking to some people in my presence, do you see, I mean, let's say, a person's cast a vote for you. Are you running for prime minister, or you want to run for mayor? What position are you really seeking in Trinidad?
Prime ministership. Okay. Not councillorship, not mayorship. We have people for that. You see, if I run for those positions, then when that other position come up, I got to relinquish it. We might have to have by-elections and all them sort of craziness, and I don't want that to happen. So,
but running for prime ministership needs financing. Do you have financiers who are willing to stand by you and push you forward? And wouldn't it serve you better to form a coalition with someone else, and perhaps you might be able to make a headway that way? Are you prepared to form a coalition? No.
Let me tell you this. I had talks about coalition from Pandy to Miss Bechan, to Jack Warner, to Philip Alexander, to this one and that one, to my good friend Watson Duke. And sadly, you see, when you sit down in a coalition and you have a number of people, close to 100 or more and sometimes less, and you say to these people, right, I am willing to sit back and give whoever the leadership, because I don't want to be prime minister, give whoever the leadership once you have the best interests of the country and the people of the country. And then that end up in a war. Coalitions seems to don't work anymore because everybody wants to be leader. Everybody, right? And the people who don't want to be leader sit back and we just look and analyze the mindset of these people and realize they're not good for the country. So this is why I said when I talk about the movie The Godfather, right? You want to get out, but they keep pulling you back in, right? So right now, there is no other choice. I am not a politician. A lot of people always with this thing, but you're a politician, you need politician, this and, but I am not a politician. I don't speak like them, I don't quack like them, I don't walk like them, I don't have what they have. It's a fight for us. And we are hoping that the people of Trinidad and Tobago who truly want to have a life, right? If they've really fed up at the hustle and a government that always keep them under a certain type of a status when it comes to how they live in the country, if they really want something better for the future of the children, because we are about protecting the children, they will stand up with us, right? So we more dependent on the people.
Someone says, I think this guy is a good guy. He needs to be given a chance. Another person, well, Ken John says that. Ken John says, fight it. Keep on fighting, bro. No matter how small the people, will see the light one day. I think very soon. So that's what two comments there from the chat. And there is another person that says, yes, Ali says yes, but America has young teenagers making more money than Marshall. So I have to disagree. It's not the same. All them rappers help their friends make money in rapping too.
But as I said, that don't happen in Trinidad and Tobago. It's a hustle, and once it's a hustle, the quarters are small, and once it's a hustle, it's a war, right? And I would rather stay out of that war until somebody fix it.
But they need to fix the music industry in the Caribbean on a whole.
Especially with the damaged music that has been playing, the set of gunman music and gunman so we have real things to fix in this country. And as I said, the crime situation is the biggest. Nobody don't want to invest in Trinidad and Tobago because of crime, right? Nobody don't want to invest in Trinidad and Tobago because of corruption within the government. Nobody don't want to invest in Trinidad, especially in Point Fortin, because when these millionaires come to invest, this one want a piece of money. That one want a piece of money to do this. This one want another piece of, and yes, I talked to businessmen who said, Williams, I like what you're doing, right? We even have some Guyanese friends, right, businessmen who left Trinidad and living out there, who also tell me, don't worry, they have some deals coming up. Maybe they might be able to support me on what we're trying to do here, right? Because I believe in fair. And one of the things we really want to see happen in Trinidad and Tobago is a free market policy, right? You guys in America, you got and England and Canada, they have a free market policy, meaning that one family or one business cannot control everything, right? It have a opening for competition, and we do not have that in Trinidad and Tobago because it only have one family controlling, you could say, all the business in Trinidad and Tobago, and that is the Syrians and them, the 1%, right? The Lebanese them say don't call the name, but they are also mixed up in it, right? And that is a big problem when it comes to a strong economy in Trinidad and Tobago. You feel we in Point Fortin don't have room for manufacturing. You feel we don't have room to create many things that could support development and a strong economy in Point Fortin, but those things will always be blocked, whether it be the PNM or the UNC, because they work for one master, right? So these are all the situations that we want to fix, because if we are able to do these things, doing this will create thousands of sustainable jobs, and right now the country needs jobs, right? People need jobs. So when you're watching the youths running up and down haywire, it's because it have no opportunities. I just walk the ground, I just talk to the youths, I just talk to the gunmen, and them, they don't want to pick up a gun, but some of them, they're not willing to sit down there and watch the children hungry, right? So it's a lot of situations that have the crime where it is today, especially poverty. We would have guys from on Gun Hill, if they didn't know the history of Gun Hill, was working in Trimine Point 410, right, with contractor, right? They put on the gun, they have family, they decide to do things the right way, change their life around, and then this man just come and shut down everything and put these fellas out on the bread line, right? And some of them is so hot with the education. So what you think going to happen, right? So a lot of the crime situation is extended to the poverty, the levels of poverty we have in the country, the lack of opportunity, and all the industries, instead of being upgraded, they're being shut down. Because Atlantic Energy in Point 410, you all know Atlantic Energy in Point 410, right?
Right.
The energy plant.
LNG,
right?
yeah.
They have over 600 and something workers, and I think 200 or 300 permanent workers supposed to go home. They don't start till they go already, because the shutdown train one, the prime minister say it have no gas, right? They want to run a pipeline to Venezuela, but the joke about that is that the valve will not be it will not be opening from on our end. It will be opening from on Shava's end, and if he decide to shut it down, and then he want money, so we're not sure if that's going to happen under the deal with the US and so on. But the joke is, we have a set of gas in Chatham, right? If all you know the demographics of Trinidad and Tobago, and all you know Chatham down on South End, we have natural gas upon gas in Chatham, but we have a lazy government. They do not believe in going after these things. They believe in cutting a deal and letting some foreign company go for it and then take a small percentage, right? It have a Canadian company found 3.5 billion cubic feet of gas, and guess how much taxpayers get out of that 100% fine?
Oh.
Make a guess.
Oh.
Make
5%.
We still, well, then you're saying we get a little better, then we get 20%. 20%. They got the other 80%. If it was half and half, or let me say 60-40 or 45 or 45-55. You know how much gas we would have going to that Atlantic plant that it went out to shut down?
Well,
This government plainly fool.
But wouldn't you say that if you get 20% right, if you had to put out the money in order to set up everything and do everything, don't you think it might come out that 30%, that other 20% that you're not getting, right, will be a 20% that you have to put out on your own? Take your own money out?
No. We don't put out nothing. We just get. Now,
right.
Remember the government talk about diversification of the country, right? Diversification means training people to do these things, right? Right? We used to do these things ourselves a long time ago. And instead of we generate a nation or a generation of, persons who could keep handling these positions and jobs, we killed it off by outsourcing outsiders. And that's one of the things that kill we in Trinidad and Tobago. Everything we outsourcing. We don't want to train, we don't want to create, we don't want to adapt. We just want to watch. Well, I can't say we. The governments that pass in and out, just watching it die. We should have still have we sugar industry running, right? We should have still have we rum company, right? The Syrians them have that, right? We should have still have Petrotrin, the refinery, right? It's like a mud ball. To start that now, it's pressure, because it's oil between them pipes, a special type of oil. Some of the oil freeze up, they got to cut out pipes, they got to do this, they got to dismount, and it will cost a lot of money. Right?
We are Wasanti and Tech, right?
Well, don't let me tell you about Wasanti and Tech, because we have a plant in Point 410, right? That is the Labre plant. I can't remember the name, but it's the Labre electrical plant. That if that run at full mass, we could power a big piece of America, right? We could power the whole Caribbean. But that have, besides government investment, it have private investment. And it's always a game with these people. When it had the blowout in the plant, them came to the country, right? And told the country that a tree fall on a line and back up to the plant, and that created the blackout, but is part of the machinery blowout, right? The machinery that actually blow out the turbines and them, I think it's 2 turbines did blow out, and that caused the whole blackout, but they're not telling the country that. And the sad thing about it, they should have a backup, right? You can't build one thing without a backup. And that is one of the biggest problems we have in this country. If something, let me say we have a terrorist attack in the library plant, we're in darkness for a long time. Unless Power Gen decide, okay, although owe we money, right? Pay we now, we go take the money all the way, and then we go start to give all the power in all the grid again. So we had to be real in this country. It is time to advance. Singapore, we got 2 years before Singapore, independence before Singapore. And look at Singapore. Singapore have 6 million people, right? Diversity is everything. 6 million people, right? They import 60% of the drinking water. They sell 40% of the drinking water. They only have deep water resources, so they don't have much. But when you hear about Singapore, how they operate and how they create the systems and how it's working, where they're using education and health to create healthy resources, meaning the people, because your people is your first resources. And if you're not taking care of your first resources, you ain't going to take care of the rest of the resources. And the governments that pass through in and out of Trinidad and Tobago never had any plans of taking care of the human resources. And this is where we is today, right? We supposed to be better than Singapore. Singapore could fit in Trinidad and Tobago about 7 times. We have the resources that they don't have. So we had to ask ourselves, we are damn fools in this country then. Because when I hear you talk about the Prime Minister and he should have the time for golf in Barbados and, backing it, right? Backing it and, he need his free time. How much free time Keith Rowley need, boy? How much golf Keith Rowley need to play, boy? How much party and lime Keith Rowley need to have in his life, boy? And just the other day, they had a big family party fete thing. How much? We need a prime minister who knows how to handle business in this country, who needs to understand you're not a prime minister for who vote for you. You're a prime minister for who also hate you, who never vote for you. He's a prime minister for UNC people. And we have never gotten that between the UNC and the PNM. They're always turning it in a situation where they're dividing us, right? Not holding us together. And these things need to change. Right now, crime is a real big issue. We have Venezuelans coming here and renting apartments and they're not legal. How the hell that can't even happen in America, right? ICE will come for them, right? That can't happen in America. America dealing with their borders. We're not dealing with we borders. Our borders wide open. Right now, Cedros down there is little Venezuela, right? And if I tell you what's happening in Cedros, right? Because a lot of people watching the ports with this gun thing, right? Everybody blaming the 1%. Yeah, maybe, who knows? But through those ports is just a transit, a transit situation where it come in and it moves on, right? Then we had the small guys who connected with port players and customs who paying the money and they getting the guns in. But the majority of guns that coming into Trinidad and Tobago, I want to apologize to the nation. I am sorry to the many families who losing their lives. And if I know this, how the Minister of Security Hines, how Gary Griffith never know this, how the Prime Minister don't know this, how the President not setting the army to deal with those borders, the majority of guns is coming from on the south sides, right? I'm being honest with you. Do you all know what is consignment, right? All you know is consignment, right?
Right.
Yeah.
The consignment guns, the high-powered rifles, semi-automatic and fully automatic, the handguns, the drugs, the human trafficking coming through, the majority that coming in Trinidad and Tobago right now is consignment. And when these young men have to pay, they will do what they have to do to pay the bills because them Venezuelans will kill them, right? I've been to Venezuela backward and forward when I was younger. I've been to Margarita. I've been to the mainland. I was given, opportunities to do the wrong things that many doing right now. And I said, no, I am patriotic to my country and my country first. I turned them down. You feel I couldn't get consignment? I live in Point Fortin, not too far from Cedros. You know how much police I could buy? And this is what's happening right now in Trinidad and Tobago on a wide scale. That is why we have a lot of people dying. Consignment is a dangerous thing. And long time you would have had to jump in a plane to go Venezuela for a link. The Prime Minister opened the door, and every link that every criminal-minded person needs is right here in the country, a phone call away, right? And they're not dealing with it. We're supposed to have immigration, a new unit under immigration, right? Or separate from immigration, working with communities and dealing with illegal immigrants, running background checks. And you know what? Don't worry about putting them on a plane to Venezuela. Don't see just at a port. In 20, 30 minutes, they're back on the mainland. So we have a government, we have a security minister, we have people just wasting time in this country. And the people who knows what's going on, we can't do nothing because we don't have the power or the security they have, right? But you know what they want to come out and do? They want to come out on the press conferences. The citizens is the problem in the country, and the citizens know about crime, and the citizens should report crime. But when you report the crime, you hear we dead, right? That foolishness. We have nobody in this country to go to because what? The man who's supposed to be taking care of business, where he is? In Barbados, having a good time with other ministers, right? We had to be real. We had to get real in this country. Kit Rowley had enough rest. How much rest he want? Time for this man to take care of business or step down. Call an early general election.
Mr. Williams, do you have a hobby?
Spending time with my children.
Okay. Now, let me ask you a question. If you decide, if you're the Prime Minister of Trinidad and Tobago, right? You decide to go to Grenada to spend time with your children, do you think that that's a problem?
Let me tell you something. If people dying and guns are being put to young children's head, right? Just like my children, right? Mothers are being murdered, raped. Brother, houses, you can't even walk through your gate. Bandit jumping over. Taking car with mother and children and family in it. My children or my golf time will have to take a back step, and they will have to understand, because those same guns, right, could end up aiming at them, right? And my first job is to protect them, just as my job as Prime Minister would be to protect the country. While he's out there, right, who protecting the country? Heinz? God help we.
No, but listen to this, right? I hear you, right? But you see, in Trinidad and Tobago, we have to get real, and we have to stop because when will be the right time for you as the Prime Minister to take a vacation? And you heard me with the statistics the other day, right? Almost 9.
Let me tell you something. Rowley traveling all over the world. And when he moving, it's like a vacation. How much vacation he want on taxpayers? Let me be real here. So you don't see crime as an immediate problem, a clear and present danger to the many citizens in this country.
Yes, it is. It is.
So let me ask you a question.
It is.
If those 4 gunmen that shoot me and my son down, right? That shoot me and my son down, you feel Rowley would say, I just sad to hear what happened to me. I said nobody. He would look at me as just another citizen who is just dust to their worth, right? And I think it is shameful, right? It is very shameful as a leader, right? We have a clear and present danger when it comes to citizens' lives in this country. We are being out just like that. You can't sit down, no way. And innocent people are being murdered, killed in this country right now with powerful weapons, right? And weapons that already banned, that he tried to ban, and weapons that they cannot get out of the criminal-minded person's hands, right? So what you rather do? Go and play golf or fix the mess? I would rather fix the mess. I would rather make sure that the communities and the citizens, especially the children, in and out of the schools and in the homes, that they are protected, that citizens are protected on a whole, that the economy had something driving it and it was working for everybody. And then you know what I say? I would have smiled like God when he built the world and say, now I could rest. He's a shameful man. Had to put priority first. If he do not want to put priority first, as I said, he needs to step down and call an early general election. Because as you said, from 20-something billion, they're going to what? 60-something billion. To do what, boy? And then we hearing, you remember the $2 billion cap we had on fuel subsidies? And then they remove one and they cap one. Remember that, right? You know about that, right?
Yeah.
Well, we hear the one that they cap, they want to remove that one in full, right? So, what gonna happen to poor people, boy? No jobs, no subsidies, higher food prices, higher cost of living, and then you're jamming property tax down with throat. And you know, you living in America, property tax is one of the #1 killers that have many homeless people on the streets of America.
No, that's not true.
That's not true?
That's not
I have friends in Canada telling me, Williams, instead of paying property tax, I'd rather go and rent.
No, but that's not true. Property tax is not something that have millions living. Tommy, and Diana, you guys can agree with this. I don't think property tax in this country. As a matter of fact, in this country, most people who live in different communities don't mind paying property tax because property tax takes care of a lot of things within their communities. For example, they take care of roads, they take care of recreation department, so kids can go and play sports. You know,
no, brother man. You have other taxes, especially coming from your resources, already paying for that. You don't need to pay property tax.
No, property tax.
We had land and building tax, right? And it was fair, right? Land and building. Now you want to tax we for every room that we build in we house, right? So it's better I just build a one room.
While
you think that is fair? As a leader, let me tell you something. As a leader, I would repeal property tax. Property tax will happen in Trinidad and Tobago. We have too much resources that we could fall back on, right? We don't pay enough taxes left, right, and center already. And every day is a special tax in Trinidad and Tobago, right? We had to be real.
While we have property tax here, yes, in the United States, Mr. Williams, I disagree with you that it does cause a hardship on some people if they don't pay. But you can approach the relevant authorities and make arrangements. Make arrangements.
Let me.
As a leader, if you're a potential leader, you gotta learn to listen to different leaders. Mr. Williams, you gotta learn to
go on.
Right?
Go on.
Okay, so when I am a property owner and I know I have to pay my property tax. However, I know of people who sell in arrears and they can approach the relevant governing body, which is the taxman, and make an arrangement. If they fall behind, yes, some people's properties are sold different areas, and I noticed the areas that the properties are nabbed. Some of them are depressed areas, economic areas, and people just cannot make the payment. But it is not rampant as rampant as.
Well, let me put it this way. I have a friend in Trinidad. She's from Florida. And she had a family member calling and begging. She need funding to pay she property tax because it back up on she. Catching she tail to cover it. Where think will be the next thing happening to she?
Huh?
Where think what happen to she soon if she family in Trinidad who is a citizen of the States didn't help she?
You can go to the authorities and talk about. I know there are people who lose their stuff like that. I know of it, but when I look at the areas, I notice, and when I see documentaries and news items, the areas surrounding those people, they're not. They don't have a lot of commerce that would eat up a lot of the taxes and lower their property taxes. But I don't know. It is not as rampant.
But I will tell you this: under our organization, property tax wouldn't happen. I've been real with you.
But property tax is a good thing. It goes back to the community. I drive on good roads. You have, the infrastructure within your immediate community. You're realizing, but it has to be managed properly.
We had trillions of dollars pass through Trinidad and Tobago that was supposed to cover roads. Subsidies wasn't how to say it. Subsidies wasn't given to us because we begged for it. Subsidies was part of the payment through the oil and gas that we was getting out of the country. We earned that, right? We had a lot of things in place to fix roads plus the taxes we already paying to fix roads and things. The fixing roads. So that property tax is not about the people of Trinidad and Tobago. That property tax is about money that the politicians could move left, right, and center. That property tax is about the central government not putting money into the communities anymore. That is like when we had a situation where the borough was giving a certain amount of money, and the Key Crowley administration tell he management in Point 410 make that money do, and it was nothing.
You see, Mr. Williams, you see, in this country, right, property tax does not necessarily make Americans homeless. However, there are additional factors that can happen. For example, if you have a house and you have low income and you lost your job, and therefore you cannot continue to pay your property taxes in addition to your mortgage, right? That there's a possibility that could cause homelessness, but not just property tax alone. You can't pay property tax alone. Not
They
only
will
that.
help you. They will try to help you.
I understand. I understand what you're saying, but we can agree to disagree. But I'll tell you this:
But wait. There's nothing to agree to disagree here, because we are talking from a fact-based perspective, and we are talking from the communities that we live in. Tommy actually lives in New Jersey. I live in New Jersey. We lived in New York. I can specifically say, in the communities that I've lived in, the property tax goes to help in the school system in the property tax. In addition to that, the roads in the community. In addition to that, the recreation department in the community.
Right, okay, and that is America. Nice and well. You know, we living in Trinidad and Tobago, right?
No, I'm just telling you what you were saying that property tax caused many people to be homeless in this country. And I'm saying to you, not just property tax alone. There are additional factors that cause a person to go homeless. For example, if they lose their jobs and they are unable to pay their property tax.
And I understand all that, but I also have friends who live out there who tell me they rather rent than buy a property to pay property tax.
No, but that's different though. That's absolutely different. I don't have a problem with people who you shouldn't buy a house if you can't afford the house and the property tax is high. You shouldn't, because if you do that, you're going to end up in foreclosure, right? So the last thing you want to do is to have a low income. And as a matter of fact, there have been instances here in New Jersey where the mortgage companies deal with people. They get them mortgage, right? They can't afford the house, but they get them a mortgage with the idea that they can take the house from them, foreclose the house, and sell back the house. So there are people in this country who the mortgage companies, and this was a problem here in the United States of America, where people were getting houses, but they really couldn't afford it. Or they get, a adjustable mortgage, for example.
But interconnecting, the property tax is also part of the factors, right? When a person sometimes, the property tax is part of the factors sometimes when a person loses a house in America, right? The property.
But Mr. Williams, the overall picture of multiple property taxpayers will benefit the majority. You may have a couple of people in between that fall on hard and delinquent. Then you have a corporation that.
Let me tell you something. We had trillions of dollars pass through oil and gas. We never benefit from it, and I don't see we benefiting from property tax, especially under this government.
No, here it highly says. All right, so this. Let me say this. Ellis says, Walls, if he was working on 213 salary with a 65% increase in cost of living, 13% increase in fuel, come on, Walls. I'm not talking about that. Me ain't talking about that. I'm not talking about that, Ellis. Right? And Hailey says, Anselm, he's talking about property tax, though. That's what I'm talking about. He made the statement that people lose their houses in this country because of property tax. And that by itself is not an accurate statement.
There are instances where people have lost their houses for property tax.
Yes.
But
we understand that, but property tax always add to the property tax also add to the situation. This woman couldn't pay she property tax in Florida.
Yes,
but it's not everybody or most people who are homeless.
And we understand that too, and God bless those, and I hope God keeps sticking with those who don't end up in a situation like the others. But I am telling you this, we don't need property tax in Trinidad and Tobago. I could use the same land and building tax, upgrade it a little, and use the resources that we still have that people don't want to go after. I could go after those resources and make things work for this country.
You know, I want to agree with you in one respect there, that the natural resources are supposed to trickle down to assisting in the management of the country.
It's supposed to, especially with roads.
And then, but...
And let me tell you 3 structures we're going to do to save money. We're going to pull government out of the rental business. Meaning, my good friend Faris, they better find another way. So we're going to pull government institutions out of rental buildings. We're going to do it ourselves.
Did Manning try that and lose his way?
Here the other factor. All them Wassa lines in the middle of the road, they're going to go to the side of the road, starting within the cities and so on, and then we go outwards. So we don't have to run backward and forward fixing roads. I work as a pipe fitter fabricator. I did piping. I know how to divert those lines. Hear what they say. They do it so because they don't want to cut the pressure. But it have a way you could angle the lines that you will get the same pressure and even more. So all those lines running on the middle of the road, so it's going to go to the side of the road in a different setup that we had to do go backward and forward. That would save you millions of dollars. We know it's a contract mafia, but we go fix that, right? So it have a number of things we could do, especially when it comes to diversification of the economy, especially having that free market policy put in place that could create jobs and so on within the community. Because one of my plans for Point 410 is to move us from a borough to a city. And we're talking 30,000 jobs. Or they might say that is crazy, but we have a plan, right? One as the plan in Point 410 is not just moving us from a borough to a city, but creating a Point 410 extension with manufacturing and a great number of other possibilities of the highway in the back of Gonzal, KTO, and so on, right? So it have people with the mental thinking and the brain that know what we have when it comes to resources, know how to react when it comes to development and creating jobs, right, and opportunities for young people and so on. But we have a set of, how to say it, old, I'm going to say it, we have a set of old people, and no disrespect to the senior citizens, right? But we have a set of old people collecting pension, do not have no type of mindset, only using donkey logic, don't have any type of advanced mindset to take the communities forward. You could just look at the weaknesses and the strengths and build around that in every community, and you will see how easy it is to fix these communities, especially when it comes to crime. We don't have that in this country, and what we are saying here, we could make it happen, right? We can make it happen. We are young, we are vibrant, we are ready to go. Right now, I'm putting myself on the line, right? Doing what I'm doing right here, right now, right? All this, something could pass through this. Something could pass through this. And as I said, I don't want to talk about the PNM business, right? But I don't understand this, right? This country needs fixing, right? We need citizens who outside there to stand, to come on board with we fixing this country, right? It have people starting new political parties, calling themselves new people, right? I don't want to call no names, but there was in the COP, there was in the UNC, there was in the PNM, and they come and they start a new political party. And all of a sudden, we brand new, we coming to fix the country. But when you was there and you wasn't getting what you want, and now you're disgruntled, you're on the attack. But you're not only the attack for the people, you're on the attack for yourself, right? And if we go down that road again, nothing will happen for us in the 30th century. And I am not going to die a broken record and watch my country go down the drain, and the children of the nation would have no opportunity going into the 30th century, where we only dying by high power rifle guns and nothing is being done. No, I had enough. Enough is enough. And if people smart in this country, they will stand with us, right?
So here is what Ellis says. If my salary was recent, I will be willing to pay my taxes, $17.50 per hour salary. Come on, Walls. Nat Turner,
let me tell you something.
Here's a question. 1 minute. Here's a question. Nat Turner says, what about the green economy? What is his position on the green future?
Green is everything, especially when it comes to adopting a new brand of fuel and so on, right? It have an ethanol plant in Point Fortin. First, I believe in green. We're trying to get people to invest in it. We have some political hookups. We hope it do shut we down. But green is everything. A green future in Trinidad and Tobago, with an oil and gas future, with other manufacturing prospects and so on. No much jobs we could create. So green will add a big financial backup to the economy. I think we should go green right away. We should have been green long time ago, right? So we're going to dabble in everything that creates jobs, that creates a stable economy, that puts the spending power back in citizens' hands, that gives us the opportunity to move the minimum wage from $17.50 to $23, right? And who knows what the future holds, right? We need better living wages, right? Yes. Once we could adopt all these positions and work them, intertwine them as one properly, Trinidad and Tobago could be a powerhouse once more. What we used to look like when we was a real country.
So someone else says, Mean Gene said, Mr. Williams, talk is cheap. You sound like Watson Duke.
My friend, I am none of the above.
You man duking you out there.
I know Watson Duke personally, and I'm telling you this. I am none of the above. I know where I come from. I am not rich. I am poor and average. I'm a hard worker like many. I understand what it is to lose a job. What it is to get a letter telling you, hey, we cutting manpower, right? Working from contract to contract, not being able to feed your family or pay bills, going in the grocery and you're feeling like you just want to rip down everything because the Blue Band butter, your favorite that you used to pay $8 and $9 for, going to $16, right? So we had to be real. At times my son hungry and we cupboard empty. Thank God I have a good cousin, right? Me getting into politics have nothing to do with me want to be in wealthy, you know. This is me wanting to make sure that your children, my children, the nation's children have a secure life that works for them and future generations is protected. We had to be real. I am 49 years old. Some will say, boy, you're young, yeah. But I'm on my way out. What about with children? And people need to start thinking about that. It's either they have a short life where a gunman snatch it from them, or they have a long life where we stand up together, national unity, and fight against the powers that keeping us down. It's time.
Here's another question. Mr. Williams, would you ever consider bringing back corporal punishment? Ellis asked that question.
I just cut my son's tail. Nothing in corporal punishment, right? Nothing wrong with it. What we would do is set up a big brother system in the school also to handle corporal punishment. I think it should come back. I don't know why the hell whoever, and I ain't going to call no names, right? I don't want to get into that political football, remove corporal punishment. I get so much a cut ass in school. I break Miss Monroe, my favorite teacher she became from Captiville. who kept me out of the range of the gangs and the gunmen. I break she class and hide in one of the biggest train junior sec. And next morning I come to school. Mr. Williams, Mr. Alal, Mr. Caesar come up in front here and his licks. Right? And it wasn't, how to say it, it wasn't the type of punishment, it wasn't abuse. A lot of people like to talk abuse. But when I get a cut till I never break class again, and she became my guiding angel, right? So we had to be real here. It's either we leave it for a free for all or we fix it. The schools needs to be fixed. We hear it have guns in the schools, right? As we know, it had gangs in the schools, prostitutions in the schools, weed, a lot of weed smoking in the schools, thanks to Keith Rowley for the recreation policy, right? Where it's easier for them to carry weed and thing, especially I watching this policy this man said, boy, and I say to myself, this man do not like African children, because the majority, I don't care who get vexed, who smoking the weed, especially within my communities, is Africans. It's sad. And these are the policies this man set in. I don't know if he's trying to give the 1% a market when they hook with children, right? But I seen the effect of policies that these people put in place. From 2015 to 2023, you use COVID as an excuse, Mr. Rowley. You and your government to bad borrow, to bad spend, to put a deficit on the people backs. He stood up on a platform and said he's gonna borrow hundreds of thousands of US. And you know what he said? The country had to understand because of COVID. This is why they have to carry the debt. I'm not buying that bullshit. Excuse the language. I'm not buying that. Why I carrying that debt? Why we have oil and gas and we had a refinery and we now have to come and borrow debts because you, sir, is a lazy government and realize I could just come to our country and tell them COVID, and they go just back. But I'm not just back. Me ain't stupid, me ain't foolish. Tell we from 20, as they say, 20-something billion to 60-something billion. That is to do what? Buy more fancy cars for your children, pay the college tuition, make sure that your daughter in New York, not too far from the embassy, that she could cover she bills. What the money for? I am very certain you ain't handle the people during their time and need. You know what people call me and tell me they want to commit suicide, they want to kill themselves because they get fired from the jobs, they don't want to take the vaccine, and this man force people. We fight against the import of Spain. We got shot behind with a set of tear gas and this are almost dead. They almost bust money with one of them canisters. So much are fighting, right? And when they come and they talk about the policy, go and say financiers, them can make the money and people go spend. The customers now, draft back in the customers. The policy is still there. I was called to a certain company, and a company that I used to work for a long time, right? Demus Limited, I'll call the name. I ain't gonna get work again, but okay, I'll call the name. And I was told, right, I was going to get a nice long sum of money every week. And I was so glad. I said, Lord, after this COVID thing, I could pay my bills. When I get the phone call, I maybe had a couple of macaroni in my cupboard and some other things. Somebody called me, tell me they was hungry, I give it away. I say, God, go work out something. Same time, the person who has hired me a call. Williams, we have work. We wanted to come in and thing. Right? I say, yeah. I say, if you see a boy, I'm smiling, I'm checking. I say, I'm going to pay this. I'm going to cover this apartment. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. I'm going to get this for my son. Because his mother passed away, for those who don't know, right? And the last thing I was asked, Mr. Williams, you're vaccinated. Very, very softly. You're vaccinated. You have your vaccine card. I say, no. Well, the clientele is asking for that. That was it. I had a family member. He was supposed to get out on the East Coast. Get through the interview. The interviewer forget to ask him one question as he go to close the door, walking out behind him. Sir, you have your vaccine cards, you're vaccinated and so on. And that was it. He didn't get the job. Plenty people still asking for these things. So a lot of us still cannot get work. And here what they're telling we in some of the companies, we're supposed to know how it is. And probably say that they remove those policies. So let me be real. We don't have a government that cares about the people, do not care about the children, do not care about the community, do not care about gun violence, do not care about dealing anything. All them care about is that they have security, they could live comfortable, and they could come to us with anything. And a lot of people, especially the voters, who going through the struggle, who seeing that they need to step away from this man, they still stand up with this man, sacrificing themselves. And a lot of Africans in this country sacrificing themselves in the name of PNM, right? And this is not a UNC, this is not a racist comment, this is not something to divide the nation. I am being real here. I am mixed race. I don't care if it's Indian. I don't care if it's African. I don't care if it's me. All I care about is that you're Trinbagonian and that you start to open your eye. People need to open their eye in this country.
Here are
we need to get real.
Here are two other statements. One says, Mean Gene says, no wonder you are good friends with Watson Duke. Somebody else says, what's your plan for agriculture? And let me add one thing. With your plan for a free market, you want to take Trinidad from a mixed economy to a free market economy, right? Because Trinidad is considered to be a mixed economy, right? So
not really. Let me be real here. The Syrians them control everything. If I go to open a manufacturing company with what they're doing when it comes to rums and so on in Point Fortin, I will get shut down. But
what it is though, Mr. Williams, a mixed economy is where both state-owned, you have both state-owned and private enterprises. So you have state-owned like WASA and T&Tech as an example that are state-owned, but you also have private enterprise like Neil and Massey and Kentucky Fried Chicken.
What I'm saying, I don't want to knock off private enterprise. We need a strong private situation when it comes to business in Trinidad and Tobago. We need a stronger one, but we need a fair one, right? I don't see a problem with linking government and private institutions according to how we set the percentage and how it works for the country and for that private business. But we had to be real here. When we talk about a free market policy, we're talking about when we decide we're going to do mainstream manufacturing in point and agriculture, right? That somebody in government don't decide here what's going on. This is going to cut into the Syrians them business. This is going to cut into the Syrians them market if we all of a sudden accumulate food security in Trinidad and Tobago and the needs to shut us down. With a free market policy, government will be able to push the nose
right.
in it.
Right? Government intervention or regulation when you have a free
we have too much of that. Look, when we talk about the green setup, right? The person that asks about that, right? Now we're trying to set up a green structure in Point Fortin, right? Using a plant that PICO used to own, an ethanol plant, right? That is use sugar cane and so on, right? Now we hearing if we create these fuels, if we create the jet fuel or other fuel or a sustainable fuel for vehicles and so on, you know what they're telling we? For we to push it, we have to pass it through MP. Why I have to create something and then pass it through MP and give MP a cut? Why I can't go straight and do my own business? And that is unfair. I am not creating a structure to know how to go through MP to give them a cut. The government's supposed to have a basis set up where I pay my taxes, where I follow the guidelines, and I am able to do my own business, right?
So Mr. Williams, hold that thought right there. We got to go for a quick station identification. It's in the village with the DAT Triplets on WZYE 95.9 FM. We have with us now tonight the leader of the Trinidad and Tobago Democratic Front talking to us. Stick and stay. We'll be right back after the show.
All opinions and views expressed by the program participants, including those on social media, are solely their opinions and views and do not reflect the opinions and views of WZYE management and staff. You're listening to WZYE 95.9 FM. You are listening to WZYE 95.9 FM, the most influential name in Caribbean radio in the tri-state area. Broadcasting from East Orange, New Jersey, the most influential name in Caribbean radio, WZYE 95.9 FM.
Hey, hey, oi, oi. Hey, hey,
politics was we and them. That was never meant to be so, according to the anthem. But ethnic insecurity was maintained to divide us by some people in the country, to sow the seeds of distrust. But we have fought a new system within the community. Now what used to be we and them has now become only we. From now on this nation is we. From now on it is you and I. From now on it is unity. From now on we flying high. All the races have come together to build a better country and create a brighter future for the whole society. The we and them thing is no more, because it is plain to see in this country from shore to shore the community is we. No more we and them. From now on this nation is we. No more we and them. From now on this nation is we and we and we and we.
We are back with you. It's in the village with the DAT Triplets on WZYE 95.9 FM. We come to you every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday from 7 to 10 p.m. That's Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday from 7 to 10 p.m. Joining us tonight in the village with the DAT Triplets, it's no other than Mr. Nicholas
Anthony Williams. These are the Trinidad and Tobago Democratic Front.
You know, so someone says, Mr. Williams, were you vaccinated as a child?
And I would tell this person, right, that vaccine and this vaccine is two different type of vaccine. Let me be real here. We're not stupid people.
Wait. As I'm kind of refer to this as something else, because remember YouTube goes and listen in.
Yeah.
Call it something else. Refer to it as something else.
Oh, right. Okay. The juice. Okay, let me go with the juice.
Okay.
Right. I would have one or two juices when I was younger, but not all my juices. I didn't get all my juices. Right. Not all the juices that you're supposed to get as a child. I didn't get all the juices. And when COVID hit, I did fine with my bush medicine. Right. Very, very fine. I have a mixture there, right, with my little Ghanese rum, punching, my little bay rum, right? What is Rob needs with?
What else you having it? What else you having it?
Garlic, onion, saffron, fever grass, tambran, hibiscus. What else, boy? That thing there's put in the ham. What do you call it, boy? The bitter thing. Clove. Right?
That's a good thing.
Pawpaw leaf, the flowers, right? And one or two other things, and it works very well. That thing that is run juice, what is it called? You put it in a bottle and there's just spray water.
Noni.
Right? Loni just fight against cancer and thing, and miracle leaf.
Yeah.
And from the time I feel my throat scratching me, I take a small cough cup, and I doing well. I don't wear mask. I just go everywhere, and I never had a problem.
You're onto something there, boss. You're onto something.
Yeah.
So Mr. Williams, Mr. Nicholas Anthony Williams, this was an interesting discussion, a very interesting discussion, and I think it'd be nice if we have you back at some point in time again, so we could continue this kind of discussion. Because
let me see how this shutdown go. Because for a lot of people that don't know about this shutdown, right? We pushing the 2023 nationwide national shutdown. It was supposed to be happening the 3rd of July. Right, I'm supposed to be speaking on the union platform on the 19th of June, the Labor Day platform. As I say, we shutting this down in 5 quarters: north, east, south, west, central. Meaning that everybody who getting involved, you don't have to leave your home. Right, if you want to come out in front of the MP office or wherever, councillor's office, feel free. You do not have to leave your community in the shutdown. Meaning you don't have to go around to the Red House. You don't have to go Port of Spain to the Red House. So it will be within all the communities. So we do it. We're trying to build up something like how France did it from the communities, and then we move up, right? Because we had enough. While we was on that break here, somebody sent some videos to me with a number of robberies. Even one that happened in Aruka, right? Gunmen again. So people be afraid just not to open the businesses, right? It's only big businesses who could pay for major security would be the only one opening. The small man will be the small businesses dying. right? So we had to be real. We had to wake up. That is sad. Imagine me in one of these places and something go wrong. And I had children, right? Not just my son, I have other children. So we had to be real. Now it's time for movement.
So, Mr. Williams, we want to thank you so much for joining us. And any closing words before you go?
Well, I would like to say to the country, right? Open all our eyes. You and I live in the same country, and you and I have children. Open all their eyes, right? Support the 2023 nationwide shutdown, the 3rd of July. And I would like to thank the team on 95.9 for having me. Thank you very, very much for having me here and having this conversation with not just the country, but the international arena.
Thank you, man. We appreciate it. Take care.
Anselm, he been bugging me for an interview for the longest, huh?
Well, I mean, the man consistent. That's a good thing. All right, take care.
Begging for the longest, boy.
The man consistent, man. He had a
Good luck with everything. Just stay focused.
yeah.
Of course.
So, folks, Hailey Ellis Capiza, Mean Jean, Ken John, Denise G, Hailey, Nadia. Put closing comments in the chat. If you're still there, Takesha, Nat Turner, if you're still there, put closing comments in the chat.
I'm a mischief maker. Two little hands touching the wrong things. Oh, children. But listen, you know what he's calling for, right? Remember I called for that a long time ago? If everybody just they don't have enough people to cover them positions in the ones that are, just to send a message, we can't go on. But they're not getting the support. 185 people today.
Yeah.
About dying of people. Look, France, they moved the what you call it?
Retirement age.
From 62 to 64. Huh? And France, Macron got pressure. And again, down in Iran, they're not standing, and that's a tight regime down there. They may care. They may care. So I don't know what go wrong with Trinidad. Like Mr. Williams say, the 4 plants that they allow them for recreational use, they eating them in soup too.
The folks, here is. Oh, you know what? I wanted to give that breaking story about that boat. They have a boat that sink.
Oh shoot!
In the Coast Guard, a boat that they paid 25 million for, never sailed. And they cost about 52 million with repairs and everything. The cost of the boat, and the boat sat there and it sank.
Deteriorated.
So who portfolio that fall under?
Manning had bought that boat, no?
Yeah, Manning had bought that boat. That's the boat Manning had bought. And
who portfolio the boat fall under, Hanson?
Trinidad and Tobago.
No. Portfolio.
No. That might be Ministry of Transportation.
Like Ministry of Transportation, not National Security?
No, yeah, Ministry of Transportation, because it was bought to
So who's the minister of who portfolio that fall under?
A water taxi.
Okay, hold on.
It was supposed to be a water taxi.
So who in charge of the Ministry of Transportation?
Hold on, just a minute.
And I see something quick before all this shut off. I see something quick where the Prime Minister said what? The thing they had at the symposium called 1.something million, correct me if I'm wrong. Now Stuart Young come out and say 3.something million, and they had an additional 1.something million in expenses. So with this additional, who build? Do there are people that audit these things, that are they just, huh? They're just spending money as they care. I did that. Oh.
next time we come back here with that boat. You know, it's called the MV Sue.
Sue, right?
Yeah, MV Sue. Yeah. Imagine that boy, 52 million, and it never went into service.
52 million, I never sell.
Never sail. Never sail.
Slim boy, I don't know, no.
Yeah,
I don't know.
yeah, yeah, boy.
It ain't looking too good, no.
Yeah.
Ain't ain't looking too good for your people, no.
Nah,
Looking too good. It's too much, man. And you know what I noticed with the crime? The fellas getting more brazen. They ain't even wearing a mask or hooding up. They're just going in with a plain face
That means they
and
don't
doing what they
care.
got to. Huh?
That means they don't give a hoot.
They don't care. And the poor worker there, she frightened. And they're pulling out something like, remind me of Elliot Ness. That's the show I was trying to remember. The Untouchable. Coming with these magazines. I said, well, you don't even want to go in business places. I don't know, Ansel, but it's too much. It's too much, Ansel.
So here's my closing comments. I'm getting too old to be around people who don't understand the concept of loyalty and honesty. From where I sit, this is it. The clock on the wall, so that's all I like to say, but I've got to go. Remember, hard work beats talent. When talent does not work out, and for every 60 seconds of anger, you lose 1 minute of happiness. Go ahead, Anna.
Go to sleep with a dream and get up with a purpose. That's just my for tonight, huh? All right. Good night, beloved people.
Thank you.
Take Diana.
Okay, go ahead, Tommy.
As you navigate through the rest of your life, be open to collaboration. Other people and other people's ideas are often better than your own. Find a group of people who challenge and inspire you. Spend a lot of time with them, and it will change your life. Those are the words of Amy Poehler. Again, keep in mind that never look down on a person unless you're giving them a hand to pick them up. And never forget that love is the key to life. A pleasant night to each and everyone. See you next show. Love you all.
All right. Hailey says, most of the people in jail were the future homeless and vagrants. Alice said, they see the outside and think they know you, but always remember God sees your heart and really knows you. Okay. Ken John says, good night, everyone. In the chat, be safe. Ken John says, you guys be safe and blessings. God be with you all till we meet again. Ansem, Diana, and Tommy. The blood of Jesus Christ cover you all.
Thank you, Ken.
Thank you. Let me see. Denise says, like the direction of the chat, keep up the high quality of guests and dialogue. Let's continue to change and move the needle forward. Okay. I guess Capiza asked me a question if I know about homestead exemptions. We will pick it up next time, Capiza. Eugene says, good night. Watch. Okay. God is our protector of all things. Alice say he agree with his shutdown. I gotta say, plenty of people are agreeing with Alice says put your trust in God. Plenty of people are agreeing with
Williams,
you know. You know what I mean? You can't underestimate the man because a lot of what he's saying is resonating with people,
Yep.
And if he continues to talk and I mean, you never know because he does sound like a politician. If it's one thing I can tell you. That he's not a politician. Mr. Mean Gene said if Mr. Williams become a person on authority, TNT is in trouble. No, I don't think so. I think the fella have some different ideas that Trinidad and Tobago need. We get politicians always promising us things and trying to fool the people. Yeah. And as a matter of fact, we just can't go on this way. All right. So folks, good night. See you guys Tuesday bright and early. Take care, and we can't go on this way later.
Is Pharaoh still existing? As he before, resembling an Israelite, not being treated right, enslaved day and night. Oh, we just can't go on this way. We just can't go on this way. Please deliver us today. We just can't go on this way. We like the Israelites still in pain. We just can't go on this way. So send us another Moses again. We just can't go on this way. Oh, 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 oh. Oh, 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 Lord, look around, you'll see the Pharaoh mentality ruling universally. Leaders promoting their ego, being a modern Pharaoh, tyrannies they manifesto. We just can't go on this way. We just can't go on this way. Please deliver us today. We just can't go on this way. Time to make them oppressors pay. We just can't go on this way. So we children could see their way. We just can't go on this way. Oh, 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 oh. No, 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 no. The poor have to slave night and day. For next to nothing pay, so they can't see their way. We don't enjoy equal facility. Like Pharaoh and company, brainwashing we